All right, let's do this.
Leroy
Good evening, everyone. Highlights of the news.
Jenkins.
Beaver County man being held for murder. Labor.
Jesus Christ. What's going on, y'all? You're tuning in to the highest rated, most listened to podcast to ever grace the airwaves.
Jesus,
and
you're
you're
like
a
an
better
animal, dude.
person for listening to us. All right, maybe not, but you're really going to enjoy it anyways. This is Made to Motivate podcast, and we'll be talking social media hot topics, pop culture news, the greatest in movies and music, and all things sports. Make sure you're following us on social media at Made to Motivate podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and you can watch the show on our YouTube. Thanks for tuning in, and with that being said, let's get this show started.
Now.
It's too early. It's too loud. It's too much going on. Downplay.
Hot as fuck outside.
Hot as fuck, boy. What's going on, y'all? This is Made to Motivate, season 4, episode 25.
Last episode of the season, isn't it?
Nope.
I thought we go 25.
August like 19th or something is like we just do from January to our anniversary date and then from our anniversary date to the end of the year.
Fuck me then.
Fuck you. This is your host, Ryan Weiss. I am joined as always by Jesse Young from the Sports Illustrated.
What's going on?
What is up? Christopher, the film freak Kessinger.
Hi.
How you feeling, bud? You have a mental breakdown? You doing okay? You need another beer?
Too many of those chugging to the head.
Dude. You got too many idiots fucking in this league. We just need to cut the cord, man.
We're going to get right into that, huh?
Just cut it. Anyhow, what's new and exciting since last week? Anything fun? Anything happen? Go anywhere? Do anything cool?
I'll
Jesse?
give you time.
No? Yes, no,
I
maybe
don't even
so.
fucking know. Got the baby room almost done.
Yeah.
Got everything moved out of it. I
You
just gotta painting tomorrow.
What's the theme? Are you guys
Really
doing
know.
like
She's
any
got like
kind
some
of
flowery shit.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like the paint is called Barely Teal, and then it's gonna be like pinks and grays and shit everywhere, but there's
Nice.
not like a theme.
Yeah. You guys went out and did something, right? Because we asked you to hang out and you were busy. What did you guys do this weekend?
I don't fucking know.
You went to dinner, played golf, and he just didn't hang out.
We
with
did
this
something.
fucking guy. It's like, oh, all of a sudden I can't remember what I did.
I think we
I
were
was
just
busy,
hanging
though. I was
out.
just busy. I don't know.
I think we just had like date day. Like we don't do special things. We
Date
just fucking
day.
hang out.
That's the best he could come up with.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all we did. I watched Space Jam. I thought that was okay.
A new one?
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was as shitty as everybody was making it out to be.
What would you give it?
Like a 5 or 6.
I mean,
That's not fucking.
great.
Yeah, I mean,
it
6 is
wasn't-
barely. Yeah.
I don't think the original Space Jam is that good either.
No,
though.
I don't
Like I
either.
remember growing up loving it. I
Which
watched
one's
it as
better?
an adult. I'd probably say the first one's better,
Yeah.
I agree.
but
I
barely.
agree.
I really think barely.
I don't know why, because you would think
I can follow the
with
first one
LeBron
easier.
being from Akron and everything, and like that we would have more of a connection to it,
Mhm.
but I felt more connected to the first one. I
The-
felt more
there were
connected
some
watching
jokes
Jordan.
in this one though
It was good.
that put me on my ass. Like
Yeah.
I don't really laugh at a lot of comedies because most of the time they're just fucking
Stupid.
stupid, and I won't laugh unless something's like legitimately funny. That's why I don't watch any fucking daytime TV or fucking network television because it's all stupid with laugh tracks.
beep, 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 beep.
But when he fucking when they said MJ was coming out,
Oh, yeah. He did.
I didn't think it was that funny. You thought that was funny?
I didn't see it coming at all. It totally got me off guard. It was
He
great.
did come up.
There were a couple of little jokes here and there that kind of dug at LeBron, which I liked. Like
Mhm.
he can make
Yeah.
fun of himself.
Yeah,
Jordan
it's
wouldn't do that.
Self-degrading humor.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I liked it.
Cool. Christopher, what is new and exciting for you? I'm sure you did a bunch of movie reviews, played a lot of golf.
All right, Ryan, how was your weekend?
What movies did you see?
What was this week? Old M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Mm.
I was going to review it here, but if nobody else has seen it, there's no reason to talk about it.
Llama Pants.
What else did I see? Fuck. G.I. Joe Snake Eyes.
Oh, yeah.
And there was one that
Not a great time for movies.
no, there was one that was okay. I can't remember what the second one was.
There's no need for us to even have that fucking movie.
Mm-mm.
Why
Snake
are we
Eyes?
doing a Snake Eyes movie?
I was
When
excited
was the last
for
G.I.
it.
Joe?
9 years ago.
Right. And the good one, which was the first one, which still wasn't even that good, was like
Yeah.
4 years before that.
Yeah. I haven't liked any of the three, and I'm a G.I. Joe fan.
Man, I'm bummed. I was looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
But-
Yeah. So, I saw those movies. Saturday, went over to my buddy's house, played a little poker, missed you guys.
You fucker.
Ooh.
Why was the invite?
How much money did you win?
I actually, I was gonna say I took 45.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
45 hundo. All right. Big
Jeez.
baller.
I would
Yeah.
have been down for some poker.
Yeah, I was like, man, it made me think. I'm like, man, we need to really get the poker game going again.
Yeah, I want to play.
So I did that, and then Sunday I checked out a new course that we're adding to our
How was it?
array of courses. It was fun, dude. It's Pro Putt in Canton, and there was a
Not a sponsor.
no. It was a pretty shitty course before. Like even a year ago, they tore it down, and they said, it's so poorly upkept that they weren't even going to open it for that season. And then new ownership took over this year, and the guy's really cool. And he let me in. He said, let us know what your group is if you guys ever play here and all that. We'll give you guys a discount as far as rates go.
Did you drop the ball on this one like you did the other one?
Did I drop the ball
As far as buying it?
I wouldn't have bought Pro Putt. The shape it was in, I wouldn't have bought Pro Putt. That's $10,000 that I would not have spent. I would have bought Birdie Shack, but
I'm so bummed about that.
He's never going to let you live it down.
I know that's like fucking every day now.
It's just like,
Now you know what to get him for Christmas this year. Okay, I mean, fucking mini golf course.
Jesus.
I mean, for just someone who loves it so much, it would have been such a great opportunity.
Yeah. But it's only, if I ran it, it's only a 3-4 month a year business.
Well, I'm saying we buy it together and we hire some little teeny boppers to run it for us. And then we still maintain our real jobs, but then we can make it fucking dope.
Yeah, you'd have to maintain your real jobs because that's
no,
not a job.
It wouldn't be
quit.
a quit and like live off that, but it would have just been cool to run it throughout the summer and then.
But the course is cool because it's unlike any other one that we play. It's very old school putt where it's skill. As far as it looks like it's easy shots, banks and all that.
Yeah.
But it's a lot tougher than it
The
seems.
pictures you posted looked like it was cool.
Yeah, I shot a 40, so
Nice.
I think I could improve too.
That's what we fucking did.
What
We
did
went-
you do?
We went mini golfing out in
Alien
Medina.
vacation. And you went
Alien
to dinner.
vacation.
I told you.
Yeah.
I tried to feed you it.
Dude, I can't remember shit. You know this.
I know. I was trying to help a
I
brother
love
out.
that place.
How
Yeah.
was it?
It's
That's
fun.
the first
It's-
time you've been there?
No, second time.
Okay.
She just really likes it. We
Yeah.
wanted to go to Dan's Dogs because we couldn't go last time. They were closed. Not that impressed.
No?
I remember it being a lot better.
Never had that.
But
Just hot dogs.
just a hot dog place. Whole bunch. There's like 50 different times you can get, but they're meh.
That doesn't seem
Chili
like a
wasn't
place
very
for
good.
you because you don't put stuff on your hot dog. So
So I got a spicy chili dog.
that
Two of
sounds
those.
Fantastic.
Yeah, me
It was
too.
not. The chili was bland. It was not very good. It wasn't very spicy either. And then I got what they called, I think it was just called like their meat lovers or whatever. And it was supposed to be a hot dog wrapped in grilled ham, salami, and pepperoni. And I was like, I can get down with
Doesn't even
this.
sound good.
They were like ham chunks, and then the salami and the pepperoni, and then there was like mozzarella, and it was just like, and then the ham chunks weren't even really grilled.
Were they packed?
No.
And that's why.
No,
Anyway,
but it's like a famous fucking place. It's been there for like 20 years.
I've never eaten there.
Yeah.
In Medina?
Not great.
Never heard of it.
Not
I
great.
always wanted to visit the Christmas museum they've got there, like next door to Alien
That's-
Vacation.
Yeah, we're going this year.
Mhm.
Yeah, Alien Vacation is very fun. It's
Vacation?
very easy.
Too many drinks already. It's early on, man. We got a lot of show left.
Son of a bitch.
Alien Vacation.
Alien Vacation, a lot of fun. 3 glasses, all that jazz.
How'd you guys shoot?
I shot pretty good. I shot like low 40s.
That's good.
Steph should get in the tournament, man. I'm telling
She
you.
should have signed up.
I know she didn't want to, but
I mean, this year
next
I understand
next
why.
year I'm making her because
Yeah.
she's
might have
like,
got some-
she's like, I'm
she
not
might have
very
got some sympathy
good.
wins though.
When we went down,
Just
dude,
saying.
when we went down to fucking Hilton Head or Virginia Beach,
Oh yeah.
she killed it.
Where mini
She
golf
was
was born.
like she was up on us the entire time. I think she blew it on like the last 4 holes or something. But she was just, I think at that point it got in her head that she knew she was winning
Mm-hmm.
because I think she just doesn't give a shit, and that makes it easier for her.
We need more good females.
She was only like 3 strokes behind me at Alien Vacation. So
Sign her up next year. There's a lot of people that we need to cut the cord on.
I was just
so-
about to say we'll kick a lot of people out who don't know their schedule 1 week ahead of time. And
Thomas Ruckman,
You should be out
Brad
anyways,
Biltz.
just for- I mean, if,
Buchanan.
if you're 0-5 in the preseason, you probably shouldn't be allowed in anyways. I'm just saying. Just saying.
he's bringing his son tomorrow whenever we go to practice. See if he shoots better than him.
Probably will.
He's 3.
He's gonna play with a little Tykes club.
Might need a couple years on that
Wiffle ball.
one.
Hey, let
He
him
was
in.
asking me, what's
Is
the
there an age limit?
Yeah, is there an age limit? What
No.
if we had a prodigy 10-year-old?
The youngest player we had a teenager.
Just needs a waiver.
I think the youngest was like 16. It's the youngest player we had.
That's consent.
I would, yeah, it would have to be like, I think high school. I don't know if I feel good with a kid.
Okay, moving on.
No.
So yeah. What do we want to talk about? I didn't do anything super exciting. I went to a wedding. That was cool. I've been to like a wedding that I haven't worked.
You got sloshed.
I got wasted. But it was cool going to a wedding that I haven't worked in a long time because I mean, I've been to a lot of weddings over the last couple of years, but not as a guest. So that was really fun. It was at Stan Hewitt for the ceremony, and it was super nice.
But that was pricey.
Yeah, it's real expensive to book there. But yeah, I had quite a few drinks, so that was about it. Nothing super exciting outside of that. Golfed.
Rode your bike.
Golfed a couple times. Went on a bike ride.
Yep.
All that fun summer.
It was too hot for you to play yesterday.
Not for me. I was there. I would have been all about it. I should have just stayed and had you take me home.
I told that to Dane. Dane goes, I thought I heard Ryan was coming today. And I was like, no, it was too hot for him. And then he goes, he came all the way out here.
You're a fucker. I would have stayed.
What a pussy.
Wow.
Anyways, let's do the news.
What do you guys want to talk about?
I'll jerk the curtain.
You want to do some Hollywood Report?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
My God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm! Wait. Everybody calm down! Two, Steve, assemble!
Hollywood Report. Christopher, how many reviews are you up to at this point?
1684.
1684. So when it gets to 1700, I'll renew your I'll renew your thing on there. I think I have it at like
15.
I think I have it at like 1600 plus or something on there. So
Okay.
we'll update it and make it set one, and I'll make it 1700 plus.
I thought about that.
So like on
banner.
the banners that I have, it says has done over like 1600 reviews or something like that. 1650 or I think is what it might say. So I need to make it. I got to update it.
I thought about that with the benches too. What I'm going to say on that. I think I'm just going to say like nearly 2000. That's going to cover so much ground between here and
I think that would be fair.
Yeah.
We got to get we need to buy the materials so that I can just tinker on it in downtime and get them made. Cause I want to have those done like by the end for this year.
Yeah.
For this season. So,
well,
but what's new? What's new in the world of Hollywood?
let's talk a little movie news. My man over here, Jesse, brought up Michael Jordan a little while ago, and I want to talk about the real Michael Jordan, Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
That is. Okay. Michael B. Jordan is a producer in Hollywood. He's making a name for himself with various pictures, and now he has taken on perhaps his most ambitious one to date, and that is the Val Zod incarnation of Superman. Val Zod, for anybody who doesn't know, is the black version of the Superman character in the comics, and he has been rumored to also star in this production too. They're aiming at an HBO Max exclusive property, so it's going to go straight to, I don't know, what do you consider that, streaming, I guess?
I guess it's streaming.
Yeah. I think this is a good idea because one thing that DC hasn't really capitalized on, especially in dropping the ball with Cyborg, is that they haven't really grabbed that minority audience. So I think, getting a black incarnation of Superman, especially someone as charismatic as Michael B. Jordan, I think this is only good for them.
Is it confirmed he's going to be the Black Superman?
It's not confirmed that he's starting it, just that he's producing it right now, but he's aimed to have interest at it for sure. It's an ambitious project.
He's perfect black Superman, I would think.
I agree.
Yeah, I could see him doing that. I didn't know. What has he produced? I didn't know he did a lot of producing.
Oh God. I mean, he's done a lot of projects you wouldn't think.
Okay.
I know like he was a producer on Black Panther for sure.
Okay.
I can't remember elsewhere.
Yeah.
That Fahrenheit, what was it, 451 for HBO he produced too,
Not
which I
good.
heard wasn't good. I've never seen it.
The book is fantastic.
Is
Every iteration that they've ever done movie or TV wise has been
Not
bad.
great.
Mm.
What do you guys think about the Black Superman as a whole, and then him potentially taking it on?
I'm down for it, and I think you're right. He would be great casting. He's done a lot of superhero characters already. Like he was in the awful Fant Four Stick, as we know, which is very forgettable. He was also, Killmonger, who I think is one of the greatest villains in the MCU. Maybe my personal favorite, to be honest.
I loved it.
But yeah, I think it's good, and I think DC. Look, we've talked endlessly about DC, the DC universe on here. Any kind of momentum that they can get, any kind of connection to the audience that they can grab that they haven't gotten already, I'm all for. I'm on board.
Yeah, Jesse.
You said he's not Clark Kent, right?
No,
Yeah, I got no problem.
no,
with
he's
that.
Val Zod. Yeah,
that's always been my thing. If you're traditionally, historically, for a long period of time, a certain race, regardless of what that race is. I don't
Yeah.
believe in changing it.
It's funny because even
Um,
he made that clear, like in a press conference, he said that this is not going to be Clark Kent. This is
Yeah.
the Val Zod character who is known in the Superman comics. Like he's even known in the Clark Kent comics.
Yeah.
It's his own character, and he is a black character.
And I think that that'll
I'm
be,
not familiar with that.
I think it'll make it cool. Like it'll be fine, but like I didn't know that was even a thing.
Me either.
I think that if you really wanted to, I don't know if he's doing it because he wants to bring minorities into the superhero world, or if
Mhm.
he's doing this because like minorities need a superhero. But like, I feel like if he was really going to be ambitious and do that, should have gone with Static Shock.
Yeah.
I think that's the greatest
Yeah, that
black
would've been
superhero that there is.
I think there's so much to, unwind though, and they can't get that momentum to turn the next corner. Like MCU, that would be something like the second phase of their stories, but they just can't get to that phase. That's the problem. It's like every time that they get something going, they reboot it or they redo the.
Well, the
whole
one good thing
timeline.
though that's good about DC is I feel like they realized they messed up so bad with Justice League,
Mhm.
and they're doing all of these tiny little projects now.
Yeah.
Joker was fantastic.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm hoping Suicide Squad is good now.
We'll see 2 weeks.
People liked Birds of Prey. It wasn't really connected, even
had
though
fun.
it was.
I liked it.
I had fun.
And they've got some other stuff that's in the works too. Like Shazam was great.
Yeah.
That's not tied to it really. It's the same universe, but is it
It is
really?
in that
It's-
universe.
but
They do
it's-
talk about it.
but
yeah.
it's not like Marvel where everything has to be connected.
Right.
So I don't know. I think I'd like them to do more like independent stuff like that going forward. Keep doing those things that are just really good stories, like the new Batman,
Mhm.
and just do it that way. I don't need you to have a universe. I just need you to put out good
Good
quality
movies.
content.
Do you guys think it is problematic? So with Michael B. Jordan, it's not a great example because he doesn't have a long-standing role as a superhero or as like an individual character.
Mhm.
Do you find it problematic though if you took someone like Chris Evans, who is Captain America, and cast him as another superhero character in like a different movie?
He's done that. He was one of the Fantastic Four. He was the Human
Mhm.
Torch.
What are your thoughts on that?
I'm gonna
I have a hard time like taking a character out of their context when they've been in a long-standing role and then plopping them into like another similar thing,
It's-
because you relate to them on that level, like that's who they are.
The familiarity. To be honest, I guess it just depends on the predecessor project. So like how good it was. So in that case, he did Fantastic Four before he did Captain America,
Mhm.
and that Fantastic Four was shit. Both of them. They
Both of
they
them.
were
The
pure
second one
garbage.
especially.
So
But was it just one role, like one movie? Or
no, it was
it
two
did
movies
two.
because
Okay.
Silver Surfer too.
So not super long-standing though.
No, but you could look at that and you go, look, we all want to forget about these movies. So
Right.
when he comes as Captain America, Steve Rogers, you go, fine, great,
yeah.
and he's better suited for that role anyway. I didn't think he was a very good Human Torch.
Yeah.
Just the way the character's written, he's not very good in that role.
Right. Well, like you take like Iron Man. Fuck's his name?
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
And try and cast him as like a DC superhero character or something,
Now, oh no,
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. now is, I think he's a one-trick pony.
he
He seems to play himself in
Mhm.
everything now.
and the thing is like that seems preposterous to even say that, but like you're not wrong. I mean,
Yeah.
what's been his biggest movie outside of Iron Man? Not necessarily monetarily. I'm talking word of mouth, like praise, universal praise. What's
Yeah.
been his biggest movie? Due Date? I mean,
Tropic Thunder?
The Pianist? Not The Penis. The Pianist.
You mean even before or since then?
I mean, either or.
Like Sherlock, he was the same type of thing.
Okay, Sherlock is
Sherlock
probably the
Holmes.
biggest. Yeah. But the second movie, it's okay. The first one's good.
First one is good, but he's still the same guy. He's just
Yeah.
smart
Yeah,
in a different way.
that's true.
I mean there's a lot of characters a lot of actors that are like that though. It's the same person.
It's like he was
Take
an
Will
artist
Ferrell and
before
Owen
that.
Wilson. Like
Oh,
they're the same
God.
in every movie.
But he was an artist before that. Like Chaplin, I think he's good in Chaplin. I know a lot of people
Yeah.
don't like that movie, but I think that he's pretty good in
I've
that.
never seen
Mhm.
Chaplin.
But he just seems like ever since Iron Man, he's just like, well, I'm a gazillionaire now,
I'm just
so
Tony Stark.
I'll
That's who I
I'll do
am.
what I want. Like even in Chef, he's Tony Stark.
Side note, you brought up Owen Wilson a second ago.
Wow.
Have you guys seen that thing that's going around, that like article about him?
Mm-mm.
So I guess news broke this week. Like Owen Wilson's got 3 kids. Okay. And,
Yeah.
and like 2 of them are by different mothers. None of the mothers he's had a relationship with after
Yeah.
the kid was born. And
Yeah.
I guess like he's funding this particular daughter that he has, but he has no interest in meeting her. He's been quoted as saying so.
He's like funny. He's like he's giving her money.
He's giving her money like she can live. Like,
Yeah.
what do you guys think about that?
That's kind of fucked up.
I can't imagine having a kid and not being a part of their life. But I guess if he never has been, but he wants to make sure she's taken care of and he's going to give her money, whatever. But I mean, that's like, what's his name? Nick Cannon. Dude's had like 6 kids this year alone.
You said that.
With all different women.
That's crazy.
Like legit this year alone, I think maybe 4 or 5 kids.
That's ridiculous.
And it's all with a different person. That's insane. But yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I get
how old is the kid?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I briefly skimmed the article and I was looking to see like the mother's reaction and stuff like that. Supposedly the mother's fine with it.
Yeah.
Like
she's getting paid.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, he's been quoted saying like, I have no interest in having a relationship or a bond with her.
Does he have a relationship with any of the other kids?
No.
Oh, so he doesn't want to be a dad.
Yeah.
And
that's fucked up.
I mean, it
man.
sucks. Yeah.
I don't
That's
agree with
pretty
that
crazy.
at all.
Yeah.
Like, my thing is like,
wrap it up.
being a father is not
You're right.
like kids need a dad. They need their parents. Like they need like.
And you've already said
every
that
time
kid-
one of these women tells him she's pregnant, he's like, wow.
Well, here's $1 million. Bye. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like if you're Owen Wilson, your kids are gonna have an opportunity just based off the fact that you're Owen Wilson.
Mhm.
You could like vastly improve their lives and give them opportunities they could never have, even with money.
Yeah.
And now they're not getting that. Like, I don't know. I feel like
It's 1 for 1. It's like a
when my daughter's
sacrifice.
born, I'm going to do everything I can to put her in the best situation. If
Yeah.
I'm Owen Wilson famous though, like she's going to be a star or
Mhm.
she's going to be able to do whatever the fuck she wants to do. If
But
she wants
has
to
he
be an
said
artist,
why?
then
maybe
it's
he
going
doesn't
to be
want them living underneath that
You
umbrella of
but
hey,
you
you're
can
Owen
still-
Wilson's kid. You
nah,
know, like-
fuck that. That's a cop out if he said that shit. Because if he
I just
doesn't want
asked. I
to,
don't
if
know if
he's
he
not
did.
around them at all,
Yeah.
like it's one thing if like Bill Gates did that. Like Bill Gates was like, okay, whenever I die, you're not inheriting all of this. You each get $1 million or something, and that's it. Like you're not going to be billionaires and live and do whatever the fuck you want.
Steve Jobs too. He didn't
Right.
want anything to do with his kid.
And like that's cool. Like that's your decision, but you're still their parent. He's still parenting them and trying to give them those values. If you're
Mhm.
like, well, I don't want anything to do with you and you can basically fuck off and I'm just going to pay your child support. So yeah, I don't think that's a cop out if you say that that's what it is.
It's just interesting. I just saw it on a Facebook and I thought it was fake at first. And then I dug deeper and, looked up, see if there was any legitimate sources. And yeah, it was on Yahoo. There was a big article about it and all that. Yeah, you can Google that though. It's crazy.
That Hansel is so hot right now.
Moving on, Netflix news, Army of the Dead. I think we all enjoyed it, right?
So good.
It was good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too. I had a lot of fun with it. Zack Snyder bringing more Army of the Dead property to Netflix. He has signed a deal with his production company, The Stone Quarry, to produce 2 additional features underneath this Universal umbrella.
Was the first one Snyder?
Yes,
I didn't know that.
the Zack Snyder film.
I don't remember how it ended. Was it set up to have a continuation?
Yeah,
I can't remember for some reason.
you
it was a good movie, but I don't remember what happened.
the ending. So I don't want to go over it too
Yeah.
much, but like the ending, like my favorite character in the movie, he's
I
basically
remember it
still
now.
alive.
I remember it.
And I'm like, oh, good, because there was a big plot hole. I'm like, they didn't really answer what happened to
Yeah.
him. And
I remember saying that I thought it was crazy. This was one of the only movies where they literally killed everyone.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. I do remember it.
they should have.
It was good,
Should have
man.
killed that bitch.
Wow.
But anyway, so the 2 titles that they're working on, a prequel, which is already finished, amazingly enough, a prequel film called Army of Thieves is going to revolve around the safe cracking guy. I can't remember his
Okay.
name right now. The blonde haired dude,
Yeah.
kind of skinny. He's going to be the star of Army of Thieves. That's a prequel. So before everything went to shit, obviously, it's going to be more of those credits, I guess you could say. And then a horror anime series titled Army of the Dead Lost Vegas. So that's supposed to be a sequel series after
Okay.
that.
It's an anime sequel.
It is.
I
Yeah.
don't
I don't like that.
Okay. So reasons?
I just don't like changing mediums for the same story. Like it'd be one thing if it was like a spin-off TV show or something, but like even that, I don't really love it when they do that shit. I don't know. Like I know Clone Wars is like amazing and stuff, but
Mhm.
like I don't like that it's fucking cartoon compared to the real movies. It just bugs me.
So you want a live action sequel?
It just feels like it's not the same story.
Mhm.
Like it doesn't feel like connected in the way, like even that What If series that they're doing for Marvel, if that's directly tied in with the movies, I'll have a problem with that.
Mm.
If it's a standalone show where it's just like cool and it just
just
conceptually
scenarios.
does stuff, then I'll be fine with it. But if they end up turning it into, oh, the Watcher's actually part of it and this is all real in another dimension, I'm gonna be like, fucking whack.
I don't think so. It's just friends talking about, geek stuff and going like, man, what if Iron Man did
Yeah,
this? Or
I
"Man."
hope so.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if that was the case though, I wouldn't like it.
Yeah. Ryan?
Same. I think it's odd to have a continuation story of something, but to change how it is, to turn it into a cartoon. Like,
Mhm.
I just don't love that. I think the original was done so well that I'm not gonna like that as a cartoon. Like, it's not gonna be cool to me.
What about the live action prequel?
I think
It's
that'll
gonna
be
be
live
cool.
action, like
Yeah.
the regular. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Because they've actually already dropped a trailer for this. Like that's how fast
Oh,
this thing
really?
must have filmed like simultaneously as Army of the Dead was.
I'm okay with that.
And that's like about the breakout, basically, or like the
Yeah.
outbreak.
Revolving from that safe crackers position.
Okay, yeah, I'm cool with that.
I think that's fine.
Safe cracker, is that right?
Yeah,
sure.
Oh well.
The cracker of saves.
Other Netflix news. I didn't add this to the script, but for my boy over here, it was announced today a live action Pokemon series is coming to Netflix, and it is supposed to be directed by the same guy who did Detective Pikachu,
gonna ask.
and it's supposed to be a procedural like Detective Pikachu too.
That's what I was gonna ask. I'm like, what is this gonna be, a show version of that movie?
Yes. So the director of Lucifer, the same guy who does that show, very popular Netflix show, is putting his spin on this too. Jesse, you don't look like you're
So,
approving.
Did you not
of
love
this.
Detective Pikachu?
It's just not Pokemon. Like, it was fun.
I thought it was okay.
It was
Yeah.
cool. Like, it was funny at times, but like,
I think I gave it a 6.
it wasn't Pokemon. Like,
I saw
So
the twist coming.
how is it connected to the movie?
It's just in developmental
that
stages
world?
right now. No, well, they're saying that the art direction of it. So basically, it's a live action property. How everything was computer generated in that
Okay.
movie. That's going to be the style for this animation.
Pokemon did really good as a cartoon because you could drag that story out over this huge broad land with all of these Pokemon that are available and do the story about a kid who just wants to win in this battle league and, be great. And I don't think you could do that with live action to the point where like nobody's going to ever do 150 episodes. So you got to come up with a creative idea that can't be that. It can't be, I got to catch them all. And it can't be, I want to win the league or anything. Like, you got to come up with something that's creative. And I don't know if they're going to do that well.
But don't you think that's what the procedural was, though, of Detective Pikachu? It's like, this is something different for the series. It's not your typical Pokemon show. It's now a detective procedural.
But it didn't work.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that it was cool up until the end when they get into the whole,
I
like,
saw it coming.
we've got this gas and it makes all the people into Pokemon and this and that. And it was just like, that's not in the fucking movie anywhere. That's not in the show. Like, that's not a thing. So either stick to the lore of Pokemon, because Pokemon is just as big of a universe and like fan base as
God, yeah.
as Star Wars or as anything else. You wouldn't go into Star Wars and be like, well, we got a new laser gun and it makes the Sith and the Jedi go together. And now, like, that would be fucking whack. Everybody would be pissed.
That was like that was like watching Phantom Menace and the other one, Attack of the Clones.
Yeah. So, I mean, if they come up with a cool story idea,
Mhm.
I'm down for a live action Pokemon. I
Mhm.
just don't like the fact that it's the guy who did Detective Pikachu that's doing it. Because, like, even the fact that he could understand Pikachu, fucking why? It's
Mhm.
stupid. It doesn't make sense.
Thoughts, Ryan?
Nothing quite like Jesse.
Nothing that passionate.
When I hate it, I hate it.
I'm gonna follow that up. No, I don't have a care in the world about it. Honestly, I'm not big into Pokemon. Never was. The movie was okay,
Mhm.
but I don't know enough about it to know if it's going to be successful as a spin-off or an
Its own
extension
property.
of it or anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of like you. Like, I mean, I watched the movie because I had to,
Yeah.
because it's part of my sub job. But yeah, I mean, would I watch a series? Probably not. I have no interest in this whatsoever. And I guess if it works, it works. We'll hear it from Jesse if it does. If not, then it'll just be forgotten.
Yeah. Were you excited about the movie when you heard it was coming out initially? Like, was that a movie you watched right away? Because I didn't even see that until long after it had already been out.
I wasn't thrilled that Ryan Reynolds was Pikachu
I was just about to say that. You're not a big Ryan Reynolds fan either.
because he is just like Robert Downey Jr. post Iron Man. He plays the same thing in everything.
But
And
he's
I
so
didn't-
dreamy.
But I didn't want like a quirky little like smart mouthed Pikachu. It's just dumb. And like, I thought the one dude, I don't know his name, the main guy, black guy,
Oh God.
I thought he was okay.
The teen kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I thought he was okay. But just overall, like, it was cool to see all the Pokemon in like real animation for a bit, but like
Yeah.
it was meh.
Weren't psyched for it.
So, I mean, I don't know. There's problems with the original one that's not good for like an adult viewer, where it's just too kiddish at times. But they came out with a series. I cannot remember what it was called. It was only 4 episodes long. It was a mini series, but it was like super intense. Like the battles were like really violent and really like realistic, and they went through like 4 major points of this guy's story, because like traditionally in the games you play as a guy called Red, and then the show everybody knows Ash. Ash Ketchum sucks. He's not good at anything. He only caught like fucking 50 Pokemon throughout the entire series. Like of all the years it's been on, it's ridiculous. Red was the one that was like the Pokemon master who caught everything, who dominated the league. He was like a prodigy. And that 4-station episode thing is all about Red. So it's like really intense, really good animation. It's modern. I think it's only like maybe 6 years old now or something. So I'd like to see them take on an approach like that.
So you do more of that direction then.
Yeah. I want a fucking violent Pokemon movie.
I mean, I'm fine taking it in different directions. Like, but the thing is, with this property, if it's anything like Detective Pikachu, we've already tried that. So like whether it worked or whether it didn't, that's not for us to say, but it's been done now.
Right.
So to me, it's like, take it in a different direction. If it's just the art direction of Detective Pikachu, I'm fine with that. But like, make a story different, make the structure different. Something has to be different about it from that movie. Otherwise, why wouldn't I just watch the movie?
And at this point, like, Pokemon is not a kid's thing anymore. Pokemon is for the people that are in their late 20s
grown up
to early 40s.
Yeah.
And those people are the ones who want to see it. If you put out a reel, it doesn't got to be blood, gore, or anything. Charizard doesn't got to bite a fucking Pidgey's head off or anything like that. But like an intense, fucking brutal battle that looks like a real thing that's not all cartoony, people would eat that shit up. Make it like a Game of Thrones type of Pokemon series.
For sure. All right, 2 more things. We're going to dive into the world of music real fast.
Oh, yeah.
This past Saturday, your boy, Kanye,
my boy,
had his record release drop. He performed a couple of songs from the new album titled Donda after his late mother.
All of them. Played the whole thing.
Oh, did he play the whole thing? Okay.
Yeah.
He had a record release party. Kim Kardashian was there, and they were color coordinating their outfits, strangely enough.
I didn't see them on the stream at all.
Okay.
So they must have shown them somewhere else or just been on the internet or something. Because
She was definitely there. Yeah. Like I saw pictures of it and everything. But the girl he's been seeing, like the model, she wasn't there.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name. It's like Irina or
she
something.
shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
Stupid bitch.
But Kanye, apparently during one of the performances for one of the songs, I don't know the song right off the top of my head, but he performed and he started breaking down over the line, "I'm losing my family. I'm losing my family. Dear God, I'm losing my family."
Yeah.
That's got to be awkward, in front of your ex-wife's there.
That shit brought tears to my eyes.
And Kanye, that's the thing I'll say about Kanye. Love or hate him, he's always a man who feels his music. He puts every inch of his emotional prowess into his songs. So, when you see something like that, there's definitely a lot of promise for this record. I don't know. I was going to ask you what you thought, because you've heard some of these songs.
I listened to the whole thing. I watched the performance.
So compared to like some of his best stuff, where does this lie?
So I am a huge Kanye fan. There are multiple albums that I can listen to from front to back, not skipping a single thing. The skits are good. The music is good, like whatever. This isn't the best thing he's ever put out. I think everything he's done is good. And most of it is great. I think it's better than his last album, which was the religious one, solely with like the choir and everything. That one had, I think, only like 2 or 3 good, like really good songs that I enjoyed. And there were some crap on there, like the Chick-fil-A and all that. This one, I need to listen to it again because I just watched it live. So it's hard for me. Like, I don't know the song titles. I don't know anything about it. And watching him perform it put a little bit more into it. So I don't know if I just listened to it as music, if I would feel the same way. I'd still say it's below average in terms of what all of his body of work looks like. It's not as good as College Dropout or late graduation or Late Registration. It's not as good as My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. It's not as good as Watch the Throne. I am not a huge Yeezus and 808s and Heartbreak fan. I'd say it's probably above those and the Christian album. Most people would not agree with me, though.
That kind of excites me because I like 808s. But yeah, that does kind of excite me. Ryan, any feeling about this new Kanye music?
No.
No?
I've never owned a Kanye album.
Have you ever listened to a
couldn't
Kanye album?
name you a Kanye album, and I probably couldn't name you the name of one Kanye song.
That's bullshit.
I couldn't name you a song.
No way.
Yeah, I'm serious. I don't know a Kanye song name.
I understand albums.
I've listened to Kanye's Chick-fil-A song and a couple other ones, but I don't know. Like, he is
Through the Wire, Jesus
musical.
Through the wire.
He's a musical genius. The dude is extremely talented, and I think he's got like a crazy mind.
Mhm.
But it's just not something that I'm like really into or attached to musically. Like, I've just never been super into it. But
Yeah.
not that he's not talented. It's just not my thing.
Yeah.
I think he's very he's a great businessman. I think the fucking listening thing that he hosted was fucking genius.
Mhm.
Sold out.
Yeah, dude. So people said
In
that
Atlanta's
people
brand new.
paid to watch the dude listen to his own album,
I sat on a waiting screen for an hour.
and then didn't even release
because
the
I
album.
knew he wasn't going to start on time.
Yeah, I mean, the dude's genius. I think he's got a very, very interesting mind. But no, I'm not a Kanye hater. I just don't listen to him.
I've I've kind of gone on and off
man.
with Kanye. Like, I haven't been a huge fan since My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. That was like the last CD that I really enjoyed from
It's
him.
probably his best album, I think.
Yeah, it's
Critically acclaimed.
one
I
or
know
two,
it is,
one
but
or two
it's-
for sure.
Yeah.
But like I love early Kanye. I love everything up to that point. I was on board for, and then he came out with Bound 2, and I was just like, yeah, you lost me. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it. I mean, it's new music, and I mean, at the place we're at in this world right now, everything with COVID, you can argue post-COVID, whatever, but like, we just need excitement. We need something to cheer for, especially live music coming back. That's a good thing too. Music just needs saved right now, man, because I think it took a beating last year. All of these, sorry guys, all these TikTok artists that came out last year
Blew it up.
yeah,
bro.
they did. But I mean, then they dominated the charts because no pop star wanted to give anything to it. Now you're getting all those back.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting.
One more fun thing about that album.
Okay.
7 hours before that performance,
Yee.
Jay-Z
Oh yeah.
went and recorded a line for
How
the
could
song.
I forget that?
Jay-Z.
And I was sitting there, I'm listening to it. I got my headphones on and everything. I'm just like bumping my head. Steph's laughing at me and shit. And when I heard Jay-Z's voice, because they had a huge fallout,
Mhm.
like they haven't done shit together for years. And when he came on, I was like, oh my God, it's Jay-Z. And Steph's just she was like, what the fuck are you yelling for? I'm like, it's fucking Jay-Z. Dude, they're back. He said they might have to watch The Throne again or something like that in one of his lines. Dude, if we get Watch the Throne 2, sign me fucking up.
Mhm.
I am glad that has been squashed because that's one of the greatest, like, they were just really close. So it
Yeah.
sucked to see that fallout anyways, but like Watch the Throne is fantastic.
Mhm.
And Jay-Z is fantastic. Jay-Z is right up there with Kanye for me. So
And Kanye was there with Jay-Z right after the whole Dame thing kind of fell out, and all that. And then that's kind of what inspired Watch the Throne and their partnership.
yeah,
Oh.
it's so good.
So last thing here, I brought this up. I thought it'd be a lot of fun. I saw something on Facebook this week. It's called an Ask Me About Film/Series. And there's 40 different questions on here. We're obviously probably not going to get to all of them. What I want to do with these guys is give them each 3 minutes. And I'm going to ask you as many questions as you can. So it's going to be a lightning round.
Jesus.
You should
Start
remember
with Ryan.
You should remember this too. So like any question I ask you, this should probably be your real answer
Do you want
because
me to set a timer?
Are
This-
you going in order?
this is
Or
going
are
to
you
go.
just going to spread?
I'm going random. Yeah. This is going to go down in history as like your legitimate answers.
All right, I'm setting the timer for 3 minutes.
You're set. Okay, cool. Cause I got it over here
Whenever
too.
you're ready.
Okay.
Well, that way you can look at the questions. I'll just set the alarm.
I'm starting with Ryan on this one.
Fuck me.
And I'm going to say we're going to start with number 18.
2 girls, 1 cup.
Okay. Ready, set, go.
Start.
Favorite actress,
Margot Robbie.
movie/series you always recommended.
Oh, am I going all in a row? It's not just going to Jesse?
No, all you.
Favorite / what?
Favorite movie/series you always recommend.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Favorite dialogue.
In a movie?
Hmm.
Fuck. Can we come back to that one?
Yep. Favorite Disney movie.
Oh, fuck. Rescuers Down Under.
Favorite scene.
Daddy's been naughty.
Cinema or streaming.
Cinema.
Favorite documentary.
Oh man, that's a tough one. Come back.
A special movie for you.
Special movie for me. Anything Harry Potter.
Favorite foreign film.
Parasite.
Movie that makes you sleepy.
Fences.
Funniest movie / series.
Funniest movie / series. Funniest movie? Super bad.
The movie / series you're waiting for.
Series. The new Batman.
Favorite trilogy.
Wow. Original Star Wars.
What are we doing on time?
We still got a minute and a half.
Movie you used to like that you no longer like.
Oh. I don't think I have one.
The last movie you watched.
Twilight.
The first movie you watched.
The first movie I watched. The first one I can remember.
We'll say theater.
I want to say Jurassic Park or Free Willy.
Favorite genre.
Oh. Fuck. I guess action.
Favorite Indonesian film.
Pass.
I got an answer on that one. Favorite movie from the 90s.
Jesus, man. That's impossible. I don't know. That one I don't know.
The movie / series you're waiting most for.
Batman.
Overrated movie.
Do I have to answer that one? Fences.
How much time we got?
Minute.
Okay.
30 seconds.
Okay. Overrated series.
Overrated series. Overrated series. Can it be TV or just movies?
Can be either.
The fuck?
It's
Friends.
supposed to be. Okay. The movie you wished happened in real life.
I don't know. I'm out. Time's up.
Okay. You had 4 more questions left.
Yeah, that's tough.
You got through almost 40?
Yeah, he had 36.
Wow.
That's really.
And he didn't answer, I think,
Wow.
2 of them because he said pass on
2
a
or
couple.
3 I passed because
Yeah.
I couldn't think off the top of my head. 90s movie, I can't think of that. That's hard. There's just so many.
Okay, Jesse.
I'm ready.
We're going.
There's timer.
Okay.
Oh, so you had time left?
I had like 10 seconds left.
Oh, okay.
Fucker.
We're gonna go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Favorite movie.
Aladdin.
Favorite series.
Favorite movie ever?
Game of Thrones.
Film / series that makes you happy.
Chef.
Film / series that makes you sad.
Good Will Hunting.
Movie / series you always rewatch.
Inglourious Bastards.
Favorite genre.
Drama or suspense?
A special movie for you.
Chef.
An underrated film.
That Awkward Moment.
An underrated series.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Favorite movie from the 90s.
I mean, Aladdin technically because it's my favorite movie, but I also love Pulp Fiction.
Favorite Indonesian film.
Slumdog Millionaire, if it counts.
Not The Raid. Favorite foreign film.
That's Indonesian? I thought that was like...
It's Indonesian. I
Oh.
looked it up.
Okay, then The Raid.
Favorite foreign film.
Is The Raid
You might as well
foreign?
use it
The
now.
Raid,
You might
yeah.
as well use it now. Movie that makes you sleepy.
King's Speech.
Funniest movie / series.
Seinfeld.
Favorite animation film / series.
Oh, fuck. Animation film. I guess I'll just say Pokemon.
Favorite actor.
Probably Leo.
Favorite director.
Tarantino.
Favorite actress.
Can women act? Meryl Streep.
Movie / series you always recommend.
Jeez.
Anything from the Tarantino universe.
Movie / series you're waiting for.
Candyman.
Overrated movie.
Fences.
You're gonna hate me, but Shawshank.
Overrated series.
Because everybody says number 1, and I don't think it's number 1. That's the only reason. It's just like my Jordan argument. Overrated series.
Friends.
Yeah, Friends.
Favorite dialogue.
The opening scene to Reservoir Dogs.
Movie you used to like.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Favorite trilogy.
Godfather.
Favorite soundtrack from film / series.
seconds.
Baby Driver.
Favorite Marvel movie / series.
Favorite Marvel movie is Infinity War.
Favorite DC movie / series.
All the Dark Knight series.
Favorite Disney movie.
Aladdin.
Favorite Ghibli movie. Studio Ghibli.
I've never seen any of them.
Favorite anime film / series.
Pokemon.
Favorite Korean drama.
Parasite.
The last movie you watched.
What was the last movie that I watched?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I don't know what the last movie I watched was. I have terrible memory.
33 and he skipped on 2. So 31.
How many questions are there? Those
There's
are different
40.
than me.
Yeah, for you, I kind of juggled them up a little bit more.
I think they were different questions even. Or did you like
There were
switch-
some similar, but there's
Oh.
40 questions.
We're going to ask you now?
Not really.
Let me get your phone. I need to borrow your phone, sir.
I need to think more.
There you don't. All right, let's do this.
God, fuck.
All right.
I didn't skip any.
You skip, yeah, because you didn't have a Ghibli. You hadn't seen them,
Well, I hadn't seen them, but that's not a skip.
but it's not an answer.
I can't answer because I haven't seen them.
Same.
I'm not just going to say Ponyo just because I've never seen it.
my neighbor Totoro.
Spirited Away.
All right, ready?
Yep.
All right, Christopher. Overrated movie.
Oh fuck. Pulp Fiction.
Overrated series.
That was a dig.
Lord of the Rings.
Wow. Favorite dialogue.
25th Hour Edward Norton rant.
Movie you used to like.
The Water Boy.
Favorite trilogy.
Back to the Future.
Nice. Favorite soundtrack from a film or series.
It Follows.
Oh, that's great.
Favorite Marvel movie series.
Movie or series?
Favorite Marvel movie or series.
Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one.
Nice. Favorite Disney movie.
The Great Mouse Detective.
Yes. Favorite Ghibli.
My Neighbor Totoro.
Favorite anime, film, or series.
Enter the Matrix.
Favorite Korean drama.
Parasite.
Nice. The last movie you watched.
What was that movie? Down to You. Freddie Prinze Jr.
That's the last movie you watched?
Yep.
I meant to ask you, what was the first movie you watched?
First movie, Curly Sue in theaters.
Wow. Favorite movie plot twist.
Identity, 2003.
The movie you wished happened in real life.
Back to the Future.
Cinema or streaming.
Cinema.
Favorite documentary.
Oh, fuck. 3 Identical Strangers.
Favorite sex scene.
Nev Campbell and Denise Richards and Matt Dillon.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Favorite movie.
Shawshank Redemption.
Favorite series.
Series is a Back to the Future.
That must have been here twice. Film series that makes you happy.
God, series.
Favorite movie or series. Film or series that makes you happy.
Film 7.
A film or series that make you sad.
7. No, I'll do another one. Field of Dreams.
One that you always rewatch.
The Prestige.
Favorite genre.
Horror.
Special movie to you or for you. What's special to you?
The Thing.
Underrated film.
Oh shit. I said this the other day too. Everybody Wants Some.
Underrated series. Favorite movie from the 90s.
Pass, yeah. 7.
Favorite Indonesian.
The Raid.
Favorite foreign.
The Raid.
Movie that makes you sleepy.
Oh God. Pass.
Funniest movie or series. Favorite actor.
Tom Hardy.
Favorite actress.
God, right now I'd have to go with. I'm passing.
Favorite director.
Yeah, I did horrible.
Dang.
Your favorite actor is Tom Hardy.
Yeah, I knew that one.
Wow, I would not have guessed that.
Leo's close too.
I like Tom Hardy.
Yeah, Tom Hardy's great.
What do you think of Lawless?
First time I watched it, hated it.
Did you?
But ever since I've watched it since, I love it.
I love Lawless. Lawless.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Lawless?
Mm-mm.
Dude, you would love
It's good.
Lawless. Yeah.
Shia LaBeouf, Jessica Chastain, all these great stars. in
It's
this
a
movie.
show
Tom
or
Hardy.
movie?
It's a movie.
Oh, okay.
Thought I
I'll check it
walked.
out. Question.
Good sex scene too.
2 questions. Was that the last thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. 2 questions. You had something you were going to ask us. You said you had something to
Oh,
start it off or kick it off,
Oh,
and you forgot.
it doesn't matter now.
No, I want to talk about it because I think it's going to be funny.
Okay.
The other thing was because that reminded me of it when you said favorite series or favorite movie you always watch or series you watch. What is, if you're flipping through streaming and you're going through and you get to that movie, no matter what, how many more you have to look at, if you get to that movie, you're going to stop and watch it. You're not even going to keep looking.
It's different moods.
It's
What's
a one
Glorious
that you can
Bastards?
think that's consistent.
Inglorious Bastards every
For you.
time. I will never skip it.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
I'll be honest. Yeah, you know what? I'll piggyback his and say Django.
Tarantino doesn't miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if I see a good Tarantino film on there, there's ones that I'm less thrilled about. But like, if I see one that I'm psyched about that I hadn't seen in a while, I'll stop and watch it. Even 2.5 hours.
What's your favorite movie of all time? Aladdin. Yours is Shawshank.
Shawshank, yep.
So what if you're scrolling through there and Glorious Bastards come up and 2 movies after it's
Inglorious
Aladdin?
Bastards.
Or if yours pops up at 2 movies after, you can see that it's Shawshank. You skip it and go into Shawshank.
It's tough to me. His answer might be different. For me, I've seen Shawshank Redemption a million times at this point. So, and the one thing I say is every time I watch it, I learn something new that I hadn't learned before. But it's not one that I seek out immediately.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's always, I don't want to watch the thing that I like best. I want to watch the thing that's maybe top 100 or something up there. You know?
For sure. What was your what were you going to ask us or talk about?
Well, first off, I have to ask Chris, why do you not think Waterboy is funny anymore?
Oh God, watch it now. It's horrible. It's
I love the
so
Waterboy.
juvenile.
It's so good.
bad, but
It's so good.
I mean, you watch any old Adam Sandler
No, Colonel
movie.
Sanders,
Happy
you're
Gilmore,
wrong.
Billy Madison.
I like Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore. I like Click.
They're all corny though. I mean, Click is a little bit older along.
Yeah.
But like Waterboy, I put
Click
that
has
with
a great emotional ending.
No, it's great. I'm saying that's further along. That's different. I put a Waterboy with a Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison.
Fair
They're all
enough.
corny and tacky.
Fair enough.
But Waterboy's probably the worst of those.
It's just,
Waterboy's so
I
good.
watch it and I hear the voice the whole episode. I did.
The scene where
Billy
they're watching
Madison-
ESPN and they're like, the Water Boys shattered the former sack record of 7 with 15 sacks. And then they're like, Michigan tried their towel boy. He just gets wrecked. It's classic.
Happy Gilmore or Billy Madison?
Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore. Yeah.
I take a scotch and water, hold the scotch.
Billy,
just make a joke, Bobby.
Billy's a 6. Happy Gilmore's a 7 to me.
Wow. And Waterboy is a 2.
Waterboy's just as good as Happy Gilmore. to me.
Waterboy's about a 4 right now. Yeah.
Oh,
Man. Jesse, hit us
Yeah.
with it.
all right. So I got a mug at home, right? I got to set the parameters
Is this
to
the
this.
jank ass mug that you got with the terrible logo on it?
It's a
You called
giant,
them out, dude.
perfect
It's
glass
awful.
mug. It's got a Browns logo on it with my name engraved.
Okay.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
Got it when I was 16, 17, one or the other. Ex-girlfriend got it for me.
Okay.
So the other day, Steph goes, why do you
So where
still
this is
have
going.
that? She goes, I don't know. Why do you still have that mug? I'll go get you a new one. I don't want you to have that. Like that's some stupid exes. Like fuck that chick, right?
Yeah.
He said I was gonna.
And so I was like, look, I have no sentimental value. I don't drink this thinking of her. I go, it was super dope. When I broke up with her, she wanted it back. And I said, fuck you. It has my name on it. Like
why would
there's
you want that back?
nothing
Yeah.
that's connected because I took everything that I ever gave her because she was a cheater and I took all my shit back.
But-
and she was like, well, then I want my mug. And I said, fuck you. My name's on it.
But
And
did
then
you
I
take
slammed the
shit
door.
that's engraved of her name on it?
Yes.
Well,
I took it and I threw it away.
I don't agree with
because she
that.
really liked it. So fuck her.
Jesus.
But anyway, so there's like no connection at all. This isn't like
When
some
you drink
lost
of it,
love.
you don't like think of tasting her lips.
No.
Okay.
So, so then, so Steph's like, well, ask your friends because I was playing the game with Cullen and them. So I get on there and they're all like,
Let's take
Cullen's-
Steph from not liking me to really not liking
that's
me.
what I'm saying. I don't feel comfortable answering this.
So Cullen's like, he's like, yeah, I agree with you. If he doesn't have any sentimental value, it shouldn't matter. But then like everybody else on the game is like, no, I agree with Steph. You should throw it away if she doesn't like it. If she's not comfortable, throw it away. And it's not that she's not comfortable. She's just being fucking difficult because it's been there forever. And this is like the first time she
No
brought it
offense,
up.
but Cullen's kind of soft, so I don't doubt
So-
him saying that.
Ooh,
I like Cullen. He's super nice, but he seems like he's kind of soft.
So,
he's a pussy.
so what do you say? So mind you,
Here's
this is the deal. She said, "Get rid of it. I will get you a new one.
Oh,
like
with
an
your name
upgraded
etched?
one.
Everything the same.
She's gonna get me the exact same mug. Maybe it'll say like, dad or something on it instead, since I'm gonna have a kid or something like that. It'll be sentimental and engraved. It'll be the same mug though. She's gonna upgrade it. I say it works perfectly fine. It's engraved with my name. Why spend the $35 to get this mug made whenever I have the mug already and there's no sentimental value?
Is it a mug you use, or is it like a decoration?
I use it very rarely. It fits 2 beers perfectly.
Yeah.
And if I'm feeling like drinking one night, I'll fill it all up and
But it's not
frost
something
it.
that's just on a shelf like as a decoration. You actually,
For the
it's
most part,
functional,
I drink
though.
it sometimes. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a regular thing, but it's usable.
Steph, I apologize, but I don't foresee an issue to keep it. It's something that you love. It's the Browns. It's got your name on it.
It also says champion on it because that was when I won my first track championship.
So here's the thing to me. I get both sides, and I'm not playing devil's advocate because like truthfully, I get both sides. I have stuff. I have a box of like I collect movie stubs and tickets and things.
Yep.
And I have a box of like stuff that
panties from your exes.
Not that.
Oh.
I have a box of like stuff that me and my like high school like ex-girlfriend that like dated for 3 years of stuff we did, because it's stuff I want to collect and remember. It's movie stubs of movies that I loved, and just because I saw them with her, I'm not gonna like get rid of them.
Yeah.
I have stuff like that. I'm not gonna throw it away. There's no tie to her.
There's a difference.
If it said like ex-girlfriend from ex-girlfriend on it or something, okay. It's just a Browns mug with your name on it. I say no big deal. If she wants to buy you an identical one and then you throw that one away, that's fine too. But I don't foresee there being an issue getting rid of it. I mean, keeping it. I don't think there's an issue keeping it.
I'm going to make my point. This is going to be a long point. Okay?
Oh God, here we go.
For the record, I was on your side.
Oh, really?
I was on your side.
See, I knew he wouldn't be though.
You changed my answer though with something you said late in your.
That she's going to replace it with an identical one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, here's my thing. It is the exact same. If she finds the exact same glass, whatever.
Yeah.
She finds one you enjoy. That's all that matters. The problem isn't with you and why you're keeping it. The problem is her problem. It's the fact that, have you ever heard the phrase happy wife, happy life? So to me, hold on.
Okay.
But to me, the difference with Ryan's argument where he said he likes to collect, movie tickets and all that other shit from, before he knew Ashley and all that. The difference with that is Ashley doesn't have a problem with him collecting all that shit.
I never asked, to be honest.
You should.
There's a difference.
So I reserve my
Tucked
answer.
underneath the stairs for a reason.
The problem here is acknowledged first and foremost that Stephanie has the problem with it.
So question. When does happy wife, happy husband, how does Jesse wanted it to meaningful to him? Steph doesn't really like it. So which one supersedes the other? So, when do you make that draw of, well, it's really important to me and it's something I really love.
Here's where I make that draw.
But you don't like it, so I'm going to get rid of it. Like which one supersedes the other? Or
here's where I make that draw. He's getting the exact same fucking glass. Okay. Yeah. So like he has attachment to it, whatever, fine, whatever. But you are literally getting the same fucking glass.
So my argument.
If she gets you a weaker glass or one that you don't like as much, now you have an argument.
Here's my argument though. She buys him an identical one. Every time he uses it, he's going to be like, well, this is the one she got me to replace that other one. And it's the same fucking thing.
This is the one my wife got me.
No, but I'm saying there's no difference.
For me, my whole thing is I don't want to go out and spend $40 on a mug when we've already got the mug. That's my whole thing.
Right. It's not sentimental.
If I really believe.
But she wants to do it. That's on her.
And that's my thing is I think I don't think she really cares. I think she's mostly fucking with me right now. I honestly think she's fucking with me.
Okay. Well, then that's different.
If I truly believed that she was really bothered by it, I would get a different mug.
I know you would.
But I don't think that she's truly bothered by it. I think that it's just one of those things where she's like, I just want to see what he'll say.
Yeah.
And then
see if you'll like
she makes it seem like, and then after, because
she wants to know if she rules over.
She wouldn't have even let me drink out of it if she didn't like it. She'd have snuck and thrown that bitch away or something.
Yeah. You're sticking with your answer if Ashley tells you that shit bothers me tomorrow. She tells you with this stern of a face, says that shit bothers me.
I would keep it. Because it's so silly. It's a mug. It's a mug with my name on it. And if I got a dope mug from my ex-girlfriend, a Steelers mug that's got their logo on and my name etched in, and it was like a Super Bowl mug.
That's why I was on Jesse's side though, because if it's I don't think he should have taken her items though either. His exes. If it's an etched item,
she cheated. I was allowed.
Yeah, she's a bitch. That's a personalized item.
Yeah,
like that to me, it's his cup now. It's her whatever. It's her tampon now. So like that's what I'm saying. Like I was on his side until he said, "Well, Steph's gonna buy another one," and then I was like, now you're arguing over peanuts.
I don't know. I guess my thing is like, I know exes are in the past and exes are exes for a reason. And like, it's far off enough. You're married. You're going to have a kid together. Like, exes are still a part of your life. Like, it's still a part of his time in your life. And
Are
like,
they?
It
Not
does,
this one. Not anymore.
but that's different. See, and that's
You guys were
She's part of
friends.
your history.
but that's kind of different though for you. See, like for me, like if it was like a ex who I like had a real bad falling out with, or like
Really?
that I didn't like, or I was heartbroken over, or like had wanted nothing to do with at all, I'd probably throw it away because I wouldn't even want it.
yeah.
But like,
It was a dope mug though.
I know,
It's personalized.
but that's the thing. Like, I feel like that they're still a part of your life. I don't know. I think that some people like lash out, and if they break up, they delete everything that person ever had, and they throw away everything,
Yeah.
any picture. I'm like, that's still a part of your life.
There's
Like,
still
I'm
photos on my Facebook of me and my exes.
I'm
'cause
still
I
gonna
just don't have
remember
the-
it.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know. It's different for every relationship. For me, like if it was something that I really dug, I'm probably gonna keep it. I'm like,
Mhm.
look, I understand that it upsets you, but it's something that's really important to me. There's, and reassure them, there's nothing there. Like, this is an ex from 20 years ago. Like, I
Yeah.
don't care about them, but I like this item.
But I
I'm
can
gonna
get you
keep
the
it.
same item.
It's not the same.
It's not the
It's not the
same.
same.
I got you the
Ooh.
same
It's
item.
not the same.
Hold on.
Double dip.
That's different.
Yeah, that's double dip.
I'm not saying that it's not the same. I'm saying I don't want to waste the money. There's
Yeah.
a difference. If you're saying it's not the same, then that means there's sentimental value there.
No, I just think that like you received that. It's not. Yeah, I'm not saying there isn't sentimental value.
Ooh.
I'm not.
Whoa.
I think that there's a
Ashley!
I think that there's a time. Again, your relationship with this person is different. You don't have sentimental value with them.
That's true.
I'm sure there's exes that you dated that you had good times with that
Yeah.
you can remember on, and there's sentimental value there. This ex, like, we didn't have a bad breakup. We mutually decided to go separate ways. I went on to college. She was a senior in high school.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to college and
Yeah.
stuff. And we still talk to this day. And it's nothing. It's not. And Ashley knows they're friends on Facebook. And
Yeah.
it's not a big deal. So like, yeah, there's sentimental value to the point of like, it was a good time in my life. It wasn't
Yeah.
a bad falling
get
out.
that.
There's nothing there anymore. Like, I don't foresee an issue with that.
And here's my question. Does Stephanie know this woman?
No.
Okay. So the reason she obviously doesn't like her is one of two reasons. The first is obvious. She's your ex.
Right.
That's the boring answer. The second is, and the one that I actually subscribe to more, is because she cheated on you.
Right.
That's probably why it pisses her off. That's as sweet as of a fucking sentiment as you can get.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but like, so
I got that bitch good though.
Here's the thing to Jesse's point though.
you're
Jesse's in a,
losing sentimentality.
I'm just saying.
Jesse's in a point. Jesse's in a place where like, it don't fucking matter. He don't care about that bitch.
Yeah.
No, I know.
He just wants the mug. It's a cool mug, and he's gonna keep it and whatever.
And
Like,
Stephanie knows that too. There's
Yeah.
no feelings there whatsoever. My point is that if you are getting the same thing and there's no attachment to that woman, there should be no problem.
If she 100%, if we sat down and really talked, like if I went home and I was like, babe, I really seriously need to know if you're bothered by this mug.
Yeah.
And if she said yes, I would have no problem replacing
I
it.
know you
Steph, are you really truly
I-
bothered by this?
I don't
mug
truly
or
believe that she's
not?
bothered by it. I think that it was just something that she could go, I'm going to fuck with him tonight and
The-
just see what she.
the people
just-
need to
I think she
know.
just wanted to know if I would throw it away.
She did.
And then
They
once
wanna
I
know-
didn't,
they wanna know
then
what
she
power
was
they
like,
have.
well, what the fuck? Why wouldn't you get rid of it? And then it escalates from there. It never turned into a fight or anything. It was just we'll ask your friends. They'll tell you I'm right.
Uh-huh.
And most of them did. And I was like, you guys are fucking assholes.
Here's Stephanie after this episode concludes and airs. Why am I tagged in this? Why am I tagged in this post?
Right.
Why'd they tag me?
Right. I'm not listening to this shit. Why are they tagging me?
I'm timestamped too. What the fuck?
Hey, I just think it's not. I don't know, but everyone's different. Every relationship's different.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a big deal. It's a mug. If it was like a picture of you guys you had on like the fucking shelf or something from your prom or whatever.
Well,
That's a little weird.
whole different thing.
That's different and that's
Yeah.
kind of weird. But
Yeah.
it's the Browns. It's like the one thing you hold true and holy in your life. Like, I mean, I don't
It's
know.
not the one thing.
It's the one thing he holds holy.
It is.
Two holy things.
It's
God and the Browns
Well, there.
and my marriage.
Never mind. There's two other holy things too. But
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't think that was holy, but I guess that technically is marriage a holy thing.
what a great
Jeez.
conversation.
Yeah, this is a good
The
one.
Browns, God, and then your marriage. So it's the number one holy thing.
I don't think so.
We were-
The way you're taught.
He
we
shrugged that a little bit.
specifically did not have the baby born in February, just in case the Browns went to the Super Bowl, because I told her
Wow.
my ass won't be here. So
I go
which
back.
she
The
did not
Browns,
agree with.
the Lord and
Holy
Savior,
shit.
and his wedding or his marriage.
I was
right.
wrong. I am sorry, Ryan.
Thank
Holy
you.
shit.
That
Thank you.
baby's gonna be there the next day. I
right.
can't get to a Browns Super Bowl the next day.
You'll never get to a Brown Super Bowl,
Listen,
so it's
man.
irrelevant.
Hold on. Whoa.
Hey.
Oh, I know. They have more playoff
they got more
wins than the
playoff
Steelers
wins.
in the last 12 years.
That's right. If the Browns, I would be very torn. I would be
If the
very
if your
torn.
if her water broke on the day of the Super Bowl,
Oh, dude.
would you go?
I have no idea.
But you'd already be down there probably
I
by then.
legitimately have no idea.
You'd probably be down there though.
No, the game's at 1:00 and her water breaks at 10 a.m.
It's out of
If you're getting ready
If
to
it was
walk
a Super
out the
Bowl
door,
in Cleveland
No.
that I could drive up to,
No.
you'd be
and the
there.
water, I don't know. I don't know.
That's not realistic. It wouldn't happen.
I'm
here
just
anyway.
saying though. Like, let's say that it doesn't have to be a
okay,
distance
it's
thing.
in Kansas City,
Yeah.
and you're there, and she calls you and says the water
I'm
broke. Are you
getting ready to
flying
get
home?
on my flight for the Super Bowl. Well, and that's the thing. I can read. If I'm already there, I can't make it in time.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do anyways, so I'm going to watch the game. If
You know,
I'm
you go to the airport
if
and
I'm
say,
at
"Put
the
me on
airport,
first flight,
if
put me on
I'm-
the first flight
if I'm
back
at
to
the
Cleveland."
airport, that means the game's not until the next day, and I can go watch my baby, and then I can leave and go back. So it doesn't ever matter anyways. But if it was,
Man, the fact he's considering this, he is a fucking fan, dude.
I told you, number one.
Jesus.
I don't know. My baby's not going to know. She's not going to know. She's going to grow up, and unless Steph tells her, I'm not. She's
gonna
not
tell
going to
her.
know.
She's gonna tell her.
I would go watch my wife give birth, but I would resent her for the rest of my life.
I'm not saying that I wouldn't do it. I'm just saying I wouldn't know
You'd be
because
at-
I
you'd
couldn't.
be at the game.
I can't watch it recorded.
You'd be at the game, and
The
you would
game's
just-
got to be on while we're doing it. then.
You'd be at the
Well,
game.
the baby's coming out. The game's got to be on. I'm not watching it recorded. I'm not getting an update on my phone that spoils it for me. I'm not driving home and hearing all the horns beeping or having my dad call me or something. I'm not doing that. The game will be on. So if you don't want to be watching with me going first down when the baby's crowning, I can't. I don't know.
Game's gonna be on, and you just have it live streamed or the birth. You'd be fine. It's all the same.
Yeah, if she's fine with it, I'll do
Yeah,
that.
you're fine.
But I'd rather be there.
Everything. Yeah, of course.
Best Hollywood report ever.
Wink. I'd rather be there.
Speaking of sports,
Sports ball.
That was my segment.
Swung at line to deep left field. It is gone! 45-40. Run, William, run! 20, 50.
Iguodala, Curry back to Iguodala for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the rejection.
This is locker room talk.
LeBron James. LeBron James' career's over.
If LeBron James was playing in the Olympics right now, we'd be winning.
I think he's on the downfall. What's going on in the wide world of sports?
Well,
What's not going on in the wide world of sports?
the Olympics have finally started. All of the nations of the world sent their greatest athletes to go and compete.
Spoiler.
And the USA, which is supposed to be guaranteed the basketball gold, is getting their ass kicked.
One
Bunch
by
of
us.
bums. Is Katie on that team?
I think we've lost like 3. Yeah,
Yeah,
Katie's
he
the
is.
leader of that
Yeah.
team. He's
Answers
the best
that
player on the
question.
team.
That's not saying
Him and
much.
Harden, they were even arguing on the sideline.
Fucking the dude. I mean, they just have no chemistry.
No.
I didn't watch the game because the Olympics just
They
hasn't
suck.
appealed to me at all this year. I feel like I've been getting spoilers because everything happens 12 hours while I'm sleeping beforehand. But they had lost that game in the prelims,
France.
France.
and now they've lost
France.
to France
Yeah.
during the actual Olympics.
Nigeria, they lost the prelim.
And then so they've lost twice. They snapped their record of like 25 straight wins, I believe.
Yep, since 04.
Since 04, which 04 was a huge disappointment when they took bronze.
Yep, there was because there was no commitment.
Who won that year? Was it Spain?
Yeah.
I think Spain won that year. Gasol brothers.
Yeah.
France is a solid team. Shouldn't mean anything because we're America and basketball is our fucking sport.
They got Rudy Gobert.
Australia
Yeah,
is
well,
a
we've
very
got
good
Kevin
team,
Durant,
I
so
know.
and Spain is a good team. So
Spain's always good.
we've got 2 more games. I think it's Iran and Nigeria, maybe something like that.
Better beat Nigeria.
Should beat them. We lost to Nigeria
Better beat
when we were
Iran.
favored by 30. But
no one's leaving that stadium.
if they lose, I mean, Kevin Durant just needs to pack it up and retire because that dude's a fucking
Thank you.
bum.
He is a bum. I told you that.
I never disagreed with that.
You all disagree with me last
No.
week.
I did, yeah.
He's a great player.
He's a bum.
He's not a good leader.
He's a bum.
The NBA should be able to win without any fucking teamwork at all.
I told you, there's no chemistry.
You shouldn't need chemistry.
You should need chemistry.
You are the greatest athletes in the world.
But you're still playing against the best of Spain, the best of France, the best of this, the best of
Frenchmen are tiny.
Oh my God.
Sacre le bleu.
Le croissant.
They suck.
Kevin Durant he shot like 3 for 14 or some
Let's
shit.
be honest.
He only had like 9 or 10 points or some shit.
You know who the leading scorer was?
Wasn't it Drew Holiday?
Yeah, it was Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday with 18 points.
The reason they're losing is because Kevin Love backed out at the last minute.
No,
That's why.
That's definitely got it.
That's it, right?
it's got nothing to do with it.
Yeah, they got no heart now.
That's just, I don't know. Do we have anything going good for us? Oh, a girl from Cleveland won the fencing. First USA win in fencing in the Olympics.
Fencing school, I guess.
I don't know anything
At least
about
it's a fucking gold, unlike the NBA fucking basketball team. That
Our
can't
swimmer
win.
girl lost. She was a beast. She's lost at the last second.
And Simone Biles is getting fucking penalized for shit that like she's just trying to, outdo her opponents and all that, like, which is supposed to be the point of that.
Wait,
sport.
which one's Simone Biles?
Simone Biles is what is it? Gymnastics.
Oh yeah, she's fantastic.
Yeah,
She's the greatest in the world.
she's getting penalized because she's adding extra
She's too good.
oomph to her presentation.
She's too good, so they're like trying to like change the rules or something stupid.
Fucking people.
It's fucking dumb,
goddamn
bro.
chaps.
Just fucking a bunch of fucking sissies, man. She's too good, so we're gonna like
Too much?
I mean, it is what it is.
It's the Olympics, goddamn it.
It's the greatest of all time.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just feel like basketball should be the one thing. But there's very few sports that I'm interested in when it comes to the Summer Olympics. I watch the track, I watch the swimming, I watch gymnastics, and I watch basketball.
Why isn't basketball a winter sport?
Yeah,
Olympics.
good point.
I don't know.
Well, because it coincides with the NBA, so like they can't run that while the NBA season is going.
That makes sense. That's
Those
the only
other
reason.
countries can't
They don't.
afford domes, so they can only play in the summertime. Sorry, we don't fund our sport with coconuts. I didn't specify which country, so it's not inappropriate. The thoughts and comments of Jesse Young do not reflect the Made to Motivate podcast in any way.
Chris has left the chat.
Anyways,
Don't freak signing off.
in better sports news,
Yeah, what's
because
going on?
football is the greatest sport in the world, do we want to start with college or do we want to start with the NFL?
College is lame. Let's start with the NFL.
Okay, we'll start with the NFL.
If you
because
talk about
college
the
news is
NBA,
way
I'll put
better.
a gun to your head.
Hmm?
If you talk about the NBA, I'll put a gun to your head.
Jeez.
Our boy, Aaron Rodgers,
Oh yeah.
not my boy, I fucking hate him,
I'm about to say.
reportedly is staying with Green Bay.
Yeah,
Sources
shocker.
close to him say that he is going to finish out this year, but
Is he
Green
gonna
Bay
sit?
is offering him concessions and they are going to allow him to choose what team he is going to next year. I'm assuming that he's going to be on the roster.
From like a list of specific teams.
I think that I think that any team will basically take him at this point. I think that he has some in mind that he has probably already said. Broncos.
the Steelers.
And I think that, oh, fuck, I'd be pissed.
That would be fantastic.
I think that he has
Still
already
has a
told
couple
them,
good years
hey,
left.
here are 5 teams that I want to go to. They realistically would take, like, obviously Kansas City, the Browns, the Ravens.
You ain't going to
Nobody's
Kansas
trading
City, brother.
for Rodgers.
You ain't going to Kansas
But-
City.
The Broncos, possibly the Texans, depending on what happens to Watson, Miami, Pittsburgh. Those are all teams that he could go to that
Potential.
could immediately become a contending team. Nobody knows the details of what's going on, but essentially what has been leaked at this point is that they are trying to get a contract done that will keep him there this year, that will then allow him to choose the team that he will go to next year.
Is his contract not through this year? Is he technically off?
I thought
the
that
hook?
he was signed for a lot longer, but I
Yeah.
guess not.
I thought
Oh.
it was too.
I mean, he's been threatening retirement. He's been saying that I thought he was under like 3 more years
Yeah.
under contract. I
thought
thought he
it was
signed like
2.
a 5-year deal or something a few years ago.
Mm.
Devontae Adams has also said that he does not want to be in Green Bay anymore, which is
Ooh,
huge.
There goes the pack.
Especially because Aaron Jones is a running back. He's not going to be good in 2 years anyways. That's just how the position goes.
Beat it, she said.
So to see this happen makes me happy because I can't stand Rodgers and I ultimately don't like the Packers because of it. But they posted Rodgers and Devontae Adams posted the Last Dance title on their Instagrams at the same time the other day. So I'm thinking they're coming back this year. Apparently Devontae Adams is open to a contract extension now that Rodgers is coming back.
Can you imagine 10 hours of that shit? I don't like my family.
They're fucking awful. I can't stand
the fans.
State Farm. I don't know. I think that if he comes back this year, I think they're going to be a contender. He's going to try to win because it's going to be for him. He's going to try to boost his trade value, essentially, is what's going to happen. And then next year, I think he's gone. I think Devontae's gone. And I think the Jordan Love era starts. I have him in Dynasty, so maybe that'll work out for me. What do you guys think? This has been a whole saga.
I mean, when we talked about this last week, and my thing is
Jesse didn't remember.
Well, no,
true.
I mean, there has been more developments. My thing was, I said, Rodgers, put your money where your mouth is. If you don't want to play for the Packers this year, you don't have to play for the Packers. If you sit out, there's nothing they can do.
Right.
So to me, if he plays one game this year, you're a pussy. You've proven it. So to me, like, and I agree with a lot of what you're saying. If he comes back, if Devontae Adams is there, if they're healthy and all that, I think they're a contender in the NFC. I really do. I still think they need a lot of defensive help, though.
Yeah.
There is a lot of problems. The corners are weak. The line is aging tremendously. I had them top 4 teams in the NFC. I don't think they can win the NFC. That's just my opinion.
The other thing that came out of this was he allegedly wanted 2-year, $90 million contract, 100% guaranteed.
Get the fuck out of here.
For a team that he's like literally holding over the barrel right now.
He's good enough. I mean, you're the reigning MVP. You're the greatest arm talent the league has probably ever seen. You've won a ring with them already once.
One ring.
It's disappointing.
It's the only ring he'll ever see.
He's the greatest talent.
But when you're desperate
Only
to
ring
win,
you'll
when
ever
you're
see.
a historic franchise like the Green Bay Packers, who has gone from having Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers after years and years of being a dynasty, they're desperate to keep that. You don't want to become the Cincinnati
Cleveland
Bengals.
Browns.
We're playoff winning teams. I don't know why the fuck you wouldn't want to be us.
And to piggyback on what Ryan said, like
One playoff win in the history of the Browns.
Ryan said never winning a ring again. I agree, because my
not
thing
gonna
is,
win a ring
if
again.
you can't win a ring in Green Bay, you're damn sure not going to win one in Denver. Let's
Yeah.
be honest.
I think this is
There's
one
no
ring.
fucking way.
I think that he's a much better chance of winning in Denver than he does here.
Rodgers goes to Denver. He's not better than Kansas City. He's not better than Cleveland. He's not better than Buffalo. He's might be better than Tennessee. I don't know.
The thing that comes up is it's a matter of their defense is far better than Green Bay's. Is that young receiving core as good as we think they are?
No way.
And it's just Drew Lock's fault? Or
No way.
how much better does Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, and all of these guys get when you got Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball to them?
No way.
I don't know, man.
There's a man
They get to
called,
the playoffs, but they don't go. they're not
Cortland
Super Bowl.
Sutton is a
there's a man called Tyreek Hill that says you will never win that division.
Tyreek Hill is fantastic, but
Mhm.
the Chiefs weren't great last year.
No.
They weren't great last year. They were the second best team in the NFL
no,
last
no.
year.
Go
I think
back
they
and
kinda
look.
skate through, though. Honestly, I don't think that they
The Chiefs won a
skimmed
ton.
by.
They won like 8 of 10 one-score games that they won last year, which is not the average. That is not going to happen. That is just the ball falls in your direction, the right time, the right way. Traditionally, you win 50% of those games, and they dominated that factor. That does not history shows statistically that does not repeat. I would not be surprised if the Chiefs take a step back this year.
So now they got to win every game by 45 points.
I'm just saying you can't claim the dominance of being the greatest team ever. Like they've been in the last couple of years.
The best team in the AFC the last 3 years, definitely.
But I think we all agreed, or we all were pretty close to saying that we thought that they were going to repeat, and they barely got through.
I'm saying last year they took a major step back
Yeah,
from the years
like
prior.
100%.
The 2 years prior when he won MVP and they
The
won the
greatest
Super Bowl.
exposed them. I mean, yeah.
I think that if a couple games changed, just slight
could have been
little
out.
things, they might not have even made
Yeah.
it to the AFC Championship
agree.
last year. I'd be shocked if they go to the Super Bowl this year. Honestly.
I'll take it.
I take that
honestly.
bet. I take that. I agree. I mean, I'm on his side.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm on.
I think that
agree.
they're still going to be a top team in the AFC, but I do not think that they go to the AFC
If
Championship.
Mahomes
this
is
year.
healthy, if he stays healthy, they go to the Super Bowl. That's my prediction.
the Super Bowl.
Yes.
You can only
Wow.
carry a team for so long. Look
Right.
at Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning was fantastic, but he never had a defense. The Chiefs don't have a defense,
No.
and that will eventually catch up to you, especially after this year. This is the last year that they got. If they don't win a Super Bowl now, Then you got to pay Mahomes. You got to pay Tyreek. You got to pay all these other guys.
Oh, they're going to be in trouble coming soon. But that's why I said this year they're going to put it together.
Bye, Matthew. You're gone. You're the only defensive piece you got. Chandler Jones. Bye. Not Chandler Jones. Who's their defensive end? Chandler Jones wanted to get traded from the Cardinals.
That was Tyler Chandler.
Irrelevant, but I'm just saying. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be up in the air. I think the NFC. I think it's good for the NFC that Rodgers is staying this year. After this, I think he's traveling. I still think he's going to Denver. I really hope he doesn't go to Pittsburgh because that would suck.
I'll take him.
If he goes
take him for like 3 years, 3 seasons or so.
I know you would take him.
It would tide us over while we could get somebody under the belt, have him run them through.
You guys have been trying to get somebody under the belt for 10 years.
Hey, if we can get him for a couple seasons, it ties us over because right now we got nothing.
You won't agree with me?
We got nothing.
I think he's more dangerous in Pittsburgh than he is in Denver.
Oh, I 100%
kill it
think
in
so
Pittsburgh.
too.
He'd kill it in Pittsburgh. Yeah. Bye Browns. Yeah,
it'll be a tight division with them in Baltimore.
You guys don't have an offensive line. Miles Garrett's going to kill him. But
tough.
Speaking of
Miles
tiding,
Garrett didn't do anything last year.
Oh my God, he was defensive player of the year until he got COVID.
So he defensive player of the year then?
He was defensive player of the year until he got COVID.
So was he defensive player of the year then?
There's a lot of butts on this.
Yeah,
ifs and
butts don't count.
Ifs and buts and candy and nuts.
That's fine.
Butts don't count.
Fine. Speaking of tiding people over with quarterbacks, the Houston Texans have officially come out and said that they are willing to trade Deshaun Watson for 3 first-round picks minimum, possibly with more, which typically means and a player.
He's not worth that.
You don't got Tom Brady, kid.
Yeah, he ain't worth that.
I think he's 100% worth that.
No.
3 first round.
Now let me preface this.
No fucking team is going to give you 3 first-round picks for that
Let me
kid.
preface this. If Deshaun Watson settles all of these cases out of court, let's say that he loses 6 games this year because of conduct detrimental to the league, and he doesn't go to jail, and that's it. 6-game suspension. This is a top 5 quarterback at the age of 26 who can make all the throws and is mobile, who has been statistically top 5 for years.
3 first round is
huge. Did it last year after DeAndre Hopkins was gone. So it wasn't because he just had a great receiver. He did it with guys like Will Fuller and a bunch of no names that nobody knew. Deshaun Watson is great.
Oh, I'm not debating that.
Would you not? You wouldn't give up if you're the Steelers. Let's say because Ben's done. Let's say that you got to give up
first round.
Let's say you got to give up 3 first-round picks and Juju for Deshaun
first round placement
Watson.
Matter or just 3 first-round picks?
3 first-round picks.
3 first round and Juju.
I
know he's not like a
just because they said and more, so we'll assume it's a player.
Jesus,
we'll say it's Juju.
God, man.
That's a huge. You're
for context. The last 3 first-round picks that the Steelers have had was Terrell Edmonds, Devin Bush, and Najee Harris. So let's just assume you're giving the 3 players that level and Juju for a generational talent who's only 26 that you could have on your team for 10 years.
For the 3 first rounds, if we're talking those caliber players, yes, not with Juju.
Could be TJ Watt.
Not with Juju.
That's another first rounder that came the year before Edmonds, but you never know with the draft. That's why I feel confident.
My thing is, it really depends on where your team is at. Because if you're an awful team that's just scouting for a quarterback, your next 3 years with that great quarterback are a wash.
And
so you're wasting 3 years of that contract, which you're going to sign him for what, a 5 or 6 year deal? The first 3 are a wash. I don't know if it's worth it.
Teams can be turned around so quickly in the NFL with a good quarterback.
And before you even debate these things, like these deliberations have to settle, like you said. Like this is the first step. Like so before the Steelers can even attempt to talk to the Houston Texans, like we have to make sure that this kid is washed of all of this stuff.
And that's the hypothetical. I wouldn't give it up now.
Yeah, like
I gotta know he's gonna play eventually.
That's the thing. Like as of this moment, there is absolutely no team that would do that.
Let's say he's cleared today. All the women show up and they say we lied, or he gave us all $1 million. We're good, and it's squashed.
So here's my thing:
what team in the
Texans
NFL
trying to?
Yeah,
they want to get rid of him. They just don't want to.
They were trying to trade him before the shit happened.
Okay, you would have to.
What team doesn't improve with Deshaun Watson on it?
Oh, any team would improve with him. you would have to literally have all of the pieces minus a quarterback.
That's what I'm saying.
If that's the only thing that you're missing,
worth it 100%.
You can argue that then. Yeah, absolutely. To me, though, the Steelers aren't that team. The Steelers have a lot of holes, as you've already mentioned candidly on this show several times. So to me, to trade away their future,
I agree. That's what I'm saying.
For this, I don't think it's worth it. To me, if Kansas City came to me and said, we'll trade Pat Mahomes for 3 first-rounders, I still think it's too much. That's 3 years, dude. Yeah. First round picks are gold in the NFL more than any other league. In the NBA, 3 years of first round picks, whatever. Yeah, you get Alex Lynn and fucking all these other hacks that went to Phoenix. This is, I'm talking 3 first rounders if 2 of them are good.
Do you think that realistically anybody bites this deal? Honestly,
I really do.
You think so?
I really think that Miami is the one to watch because they have a surplus of picks in single years. I think they have 2 next year and the other and a year after.
They would dump Tua.
I think that they would give up Tua and they would give up 3 first rounders and get Deshaun Watson and they would instantly be Super Bowl contenders.
Wow.
They have a top tier defense.
They're a team that's
Miles Gaskin is solid. They just drafted they have Devontae Parker. They just drafted what's his name? The deep threat that I don't think is really going to be that good. Yes.
Yeah, from was it Bama?
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. Yeah. Waddle, Jalen Waddle.
Yeah.
And they got Will Fuller. So I think that they're going to be a solid team. I think that they could do this deal as soon as they know that he is out. They will get a stopgap guy and they will ride 6 games or a year and they will send Tua packing.
Would you take him in place of Baker?
Fuck no.
You think Baker's better?
I wouldn't give up 3 first round picks and Baker for him. But
thank you.
The difference is
when it comes to his team, he agrees.
This water's cold and this water's hot. This water's cold and this water's hot.
Yes. We've won a playoff game without him, and Baker's capable of winning a Super Bowl without needing him.
Well, Tua's just getting started.
It's not a major upgrade. If I wouldn't do it if I was Cincinnati. I wouldn't do it if I was Baltimore. I would do it if I was Pittsburgh. I would do it if I was the Broncos. I would do it if I was Miami. I would do it
if you were the Buccaneers.
I'd do it in New England. I would not do it in the Buccaneers.
We're going to start him over Tom.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like with Tom being on his way out, would you take him in?
Tom said he's playing for 2 more years and you just won you a Super Bowl. There's no reason to do it.
Yeah.
Just take your rings and you know you're going to rebuild after that.
Yeah.
See, another thing to look at too, and I know this isn't all necessarily Deshaun's fault. Lack of playoff success also underscores your value. Even if you are a great player, if you have either never been to the playoffs or you've done nothing but lost in the playoffs, like in his case, I don't know if there's a lot proven there.
3's a lot.
Now, here's the thing. You can play like a stud in the regular season. We've seen it in every sport. We've seen these great MVPs in the regular season, but when they come playoff times, they get all limp dick there and they can't do, what they're paid to do.
It's a team sport and he has had nothing around him. I mean, JJ's been past his prime and hurt.
Good defense.
Not ranked very high though.
Top 10 defense.
Sometimes, not always though. Sometimes they're down at the bottom of the barrel.
That one year they should have beaten, who was it? The first round. They played the, was it the Chargers? I don't know. They played somebody in the first round a couple years ago. They should have defeated easily.
I think it's awesome. I think 3 first rounds plus something else is a lot. Maybe 2 and a player or some money or something, but 3 that's just a lot.
We were debating 3 first round picks and then that got thrown on there too. Now the Juju log is on top of it. And to me, no matter what you think about Juju, you could love or hate him. That's still value. There's still some kind of value in him.
I would love to see who picks him up.
Watson has played 4 years for the Texans and he's only had a top ranked defense once.
Okay.
That was in 2008. They were 4th in points scored and they were 12th in yards. The other years, his rookie year, they were 32nd in points, 20th in yards.
Wait, 2008 or 18?
18.
Yeah.
Okay.
2017.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, what the fuck?
In 2017, as a rookie, it was 32nd in yards, 32nd in points, 20th in yards. 2019 was 19th in points, 28th in yards. And last year, they were 27th in points and 30th in yards. You can't win with that.
I'm not asking a Super Bowl, but win a playoff game. Get your feet wet.
Everything's on your shoulders, though. I mean, he's not Peyton Manning.
That's a fucking quarterback.
I'm not saying he's Peyton Manning.
No.
But he's Phillip Rivers.
I agree with you. I think he is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. I absolutely agree with you.
Yeah.
But 3 first round is a lot to ask, man. If it's 2 first rounds, we're not having this conversation.
If he was older, I would maybe disagree with you. If he was Rodgers' age or if he was even, 32, 30, something like that. But this dude's like 26 years old. He's going to hit the prime of his career.
Than Baker.
He's better than Baker.
I think he's better than Baker.
That's
Oh,
all
yeah.
I wanted to know.
Yeah.
He's also better than Ben at any point in his career at this point.
But even he said he wouldn't trade Baker for this deal.
That's what I'm saying. That was my point.
So to me, that's yeah.
That's enough.
If it was Baker for Watson straight up without the picks, I'd make the trade.
God, yeah,
I'd
you'd
make
be
the trade.
stupid
Oh,
not
yeah,
to.
who's not
But I'm
gonna
not going to
make
give
that.
3 picks with him when I already have my franchise quarterback.
I would give you Baker and 1 first rounder.
I wouldn't give you a first rounder with him.
I
I would
would.
give you Baker straight up for him because you're dealing with all of this bullshit and I have to take on 6 games and you'll be happy with it.
Because the Browns got a lot of pieces. I would take the,
That's what I'm saying.
1
I
first
think
round.
that they've got some to give away and take him on.
At
Send Baker
most,
back to Texas. And
at most you could get Higgins with him, and that's it. Maybe I give you Hunt because he's a running back and they don't have a long-term range,
Yeah, that's a better deal.
but that's it. I mean, I'm not giving you anything more than that. You're not getting any of my defensive starters that are.
You can't
worth
afford to give up
starting.
any of them. Yeah.
You're not getting any of my. You're not getting Odell. You might get Jarvis.
Yeah.
But you're not getting Odell. You're not getting Chubb. You're not getting any of my offensive line.
I can't see 3. I just can't see it.
Yeah.
Three on any team. I can't see it.
I think the Dolphins are the best set team to do it because they've got 2 picks this year and 1 next year. You're only out for 2 years. You got Watson. You've already got your offense in place. You've already got a stellar defense. You don't really need that pick. I think you get it done.
And how long does it take to clear all these accusations too? That's the thing. So like, is it 2 years? Is it 3 years? So by the time he gets out, is he 29?
Well, and apparently,
how quickly are they looking to do this? That's
so
the
far,
thing.
these have only been civil suits. 10 criminal suits were brought against him today, 2 of which were not part of the civil suit.
We're brought against him today.
Yes.
He ain't going nowhere, bro. And
Yeah.
they're asking for 3 first round.
And that's my thing is I don't know if it's the Texans going,
You're better off just
we
dumping
think he's
him.
going to beat it. So
I think
let's
they're
get
gonna
the
have
most
to
out of it,
eventually.
or let's get the fuck out of here because we know he's going to jail and let's try to screw somebody, which will screw them in the long run. But
I think their deal, what's going to eventually happen out of this is they're going to soften their approach and they're going to say, we'll give you
I agree.
for 2 first rounders. We will
Yeah.
dish him out to you. And then you'll see some teams that will bite.
What team's going to be dumb enough to take him in the capacity he's in, though?
Yeah. I
mean, his future is so unknown at this point.
the accusations, like Jesse said, the accusations have to clear. And for me, how fast do they clear? Do they clear this year? Do they clear next
That's
year?
what I'm saying.
When do they clear?
well, and plus, what type of time does he get for this? Because he's not accused of raping anybody at this point. He's only accused of
Sexual
sexual
misconduct.
harassment, essentially.
Yeah.
Do you even get time for sexual harassment?
The league will probably give him suspension. but I
Yeah.
don't- he's not going to do jail time, though.
At most, he's looking
He
at
can
maybe
get
a
fined
year.
and stuff. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what type of time you can even get. I don't know fully what all he is accused of doing. Maybe not everything's been released. I know that they said that he had like whipped his dick out at one point and he like came on a woman or something like that. And I don't know what you can get for that because that's more of like
That-
an assault.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's different. That could be time.
But I still don't think that. I don't think you get time
It's assault,
when you're
brother.
when you're
That's assault, brother.
when you're Deshaun Watson. Do you go to jail for that? I don't
That's a
think
good
that
point.
you do.
Yeah, that's a
Those
good
rich
point.
people don't. And
Oh,
even
probably not.
even a
yeah.
normal person, like if I walk down the street and I go and I just jack off on somebody, they're not going to throw me in jail for 5 years for that. They're going to give me probation. Maybe I'll get like a couple weeks, but I'm not going to really. Is anybody going to jail for that?
I don't honestly nowadays maybe.
I don't think so.
I think you'd probably lose your job if it was like caught on camera.
Oh yeah, you're losing your
yeah,
job.
I'm
for
losing
sure.
my job. I mean,
100%.
my life might be fucked up, but like
You're a sexual predator now.
I'm not
bro.
gonna go to prison.
Yeah, you might get like a
Deshaun
week or
Watson ain't
couple
going to
days.
prison
Yeah,
You might have to
for a little cum.
You might have to register as like a sexual
sexual
or
predator.
something. Yeah,
Absolutely, 100%.
That'd be about
That's
it.
100%. He sucks.
I'm
I don't
just
think.
saying.
I don't think anybody's taking him.
We'll
I think it's
see.
too risky.
We'll see.
It's a lot-
I think
They're
if,
asking a lot.
It's a lot
I
to
don't think
deal.
anything's going to happen. I think we're not going to see him moved until the trade deadline this year for sure.
You think he's
And-
going to go this season? You think realistically?
I think it all depends on what happens with this. If it looks like this is going to get cleared up and he's not
Yeah.
going to jail,
It has to
he's
clear.
moving.
I don't think it's going that
Because you
quick,
know
though.
what?
It has to clear.
The NFL doesn't give a shit
No, they don't.
if none of those teams do. None of those
No.
teams are going to be like, well, we don't really support what he did, so we're not going to
No,
take him.
I just don't
We're
think.
gonna pass on a potential Super Bowl for those women. They don't give a fuck.
No, I agree, but I just don't think it's going to clear that quickly. When's the trade deadline? It's coming up pretty soon.
No, trade deadline's middle of the season. It's like week
November.
7, 8,
Okay, so I
9.
guess by then it could potentially clear up.
And we'll see.
I don't know. It's risky, but anyways,
It's a lot of what ifs.
Finally, you said it was boring, but I think it's the biggest news of the sports night. the University of Texas, and the University of Oklahoma are leaving the Big 12, which is now the Big 8.
They're done, dude.
Did they
And
change
going
the
to
name?
the SEC. No, they were only had 10 teams, and they were the Big
I'm
12.
saying, are they going to change it though?
No.
They're going to
They're
draft
just
new
fucking
people
stupid.
They
in.
always call it. It's because you sign it for a licensing agreement for so many years, and if you waste it, you waste so much money. And we all know, ain't no executive gonna waste money in them leagues.
Jeez.
Nope. So the SEC has gained 2 teams, one of which is stellar in Oklahoma,
Yeah.
one of which used to be and is trying desperately to get better. They are improving,
An attendance powerhouse, though.
but they're not SEC worthy.
But attendance wise,
Sure.
like money wise, Texas is a big program.
Oh yeah, I love Texas. Hook 'em
Yeah.
horns, baby.
Mac Brown guy.
I man, Colt McCoy, that was my year. Before he was a Brown, I
That's true.
loved that team.
I forgot about that.
I like Texas. Texas is one of my 3 favorite college teams.
Wow, I did
Yeah.
not know that.
Yeah, Ohio State first, but if Ohio State's not on, I will always root for Texas, and I'm not supposed to, but I will always root for Florida Gators.
Wow, 2007 was a conflicted
I know.
day for you.
I know. A whole year, basketball and football.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
But what do you guys think? Texans
I don't do college football. Don't
No?
matter to me.
That's
any.
crazy, man. Because in some facets of the game, I feel like there's some inches where it's better. Like
There's the
hunger is
we've
more
had that-
there.
We've kind of had that debate on here where like the games can be more exciting and the guys know what it's in it for them, and they want to make it to the NFL and this, that, and the other thing. But I don't know any of them. There's too many teams. There's too many players to try and
There
follow.
is.
There's
There's-
no connection for me. Like I'm not connected to Ohio
there's
State.
key
I didn't
teams
go
though
there.
that are gonna be.
I know, but it's so much to follow and it changes so much more quickly than like the NFL. Those players are always rolling over.
Yeah. That's
So
true.
it's just hard for me to follow, to find a team. I would just have to pick a team and just say like, I'm like Ohio State. So everyone Ohio does. Follow Ohio State because it's a big team and they're successful and people just like connect to that. But I just
The
don't
Ohio
care
State.
enough. But yeah, not for me. Chris.
You're a Notre Dame fan, aren't you?
Yeah. I hadn't heard about this until you brought it up in our group chat today. And then I went and checked ESPN and I was like, holy cow.
Yeah, done
The
deal.
Ocho?
Like what's strange about this is like, as far as attendance goes, as far as cash goes, everything, like these are the 2 biggest programs in the Big 12. So like letting these go, how did these teams just go without a fight?
The Big 12 came out and they said that they are very disappointed, but I don't think that there's anything that necessarily says you have to stay.
No.
If
no.
Ohio State wanted to go to the SEC next year, I think they could because there is no board. I mean, it's not like the NFL where the NFL runs those teams.
Yeah.
The NCAA is not something that runs the teams and tells them what they have to do. You just have boards that vote and do these things. And if the team wants to do what they want to do, they'll do it.
This to me is going to be the catalyst of the death of the Big 12.
Who's left in the Big 12? I mean,
Texas Tech, Missouri.
Hey, from an ignorant non-college football watching guy, what does it
Kansas.
really matter? What do those divisions mean or matter to anything as far as the college sports realm go? Is it like a business entity they're making money from it, or how does
So
that really work?
They're power conferences. So like you look at the big power conferences are like the Big 10, the
Yeah.
SEC, the ACC, the Big 12, Pac-10 too.
What does it do you good to be in or not in one of those groups though?
Because you will be considered for like the BCS consideration or
Yeah.
like the national championship consideration.
Baylor's Big 12, right?
Yeah, Baylor is Big 12.
Baylor's
Okay.
So like, if you're playing look at Notre Dame, for instance. So like they have been a non-conference team since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
They're what's known as an independent. So like you look at Notre Dame and people go, well, we know they're great for TV rights. We know they're great for ratings, all this other stuff, but they don't play in a real division. So that's why we don't like putting them in the top 4, when it comes to the playoffs.
So every single year,
It's so weird.
Ohio State is going to play Penn State, Wisconsin,
Michigan.
and Michigan. And those are 3 very good teams that
Wow.
bring in a lot of talent
Not Michigan.
that are, Michigan sucks, but Michigan is always supposed to be really good and then they
Yeah.
fucking blow it. But we're always going to play one of those teams and then we get somebody else that's thrown in there along the way, like maybe an SEC team, maybe a Big 12 team. Somebody gets sprinkled in there. It just depends on
Pac-10
the year.
sometimes,
Yeah,
yeah.
Pac-10 sometimes.
It's so weird.
SEC, everybody thinks that they're fucking amazing. Everybody sucks all their dicks and doesn't matter what part of the SEC you're in. They're always going to be overranked. And then Alabama beats a team like South Carolina that should have never been ranked in the 20s anyways, but then it boosts their rank.
And they don't travel north anyway. So,
So
it
like
doesn't
if
matter.
you're within those groups,
So now-
you can still play teams for the other groups though.
But
So
that stuff is scheduled
well,
out years in advance.
Yeah.
So a team that's in the Big 12 now, Where before you might play, like Texas before was going to play maybe Oklahoma and Baylor in a year, which would help their chances. And if they go undefeated, they might get in on that 4 seed, but they will never. Let's say Baylor now. Baylor goes undefeated.
Yeah.
They beat everybody, but there's nobody really left in that conference that's a power team like an Oklahoma that they beat. Well, they look at the wins that you have and the power of those wins. You beat what type of ranked opponents did you beat?
Jeez.
Akron could go undefeated. They're never going into that BCS
because the MAC is considered a weak
Akron could go undefeated 3 years in a row, beating the teams that are thrown in there occasionally, like at Alabama. They could beat Alabama and go undefeated and still would not make the BCS.
Yeah.
They would go to the Tostitos Frito Bowl or the GoDaddy Bowl.
They'll never get to play in a national
but they will never go to the national championship.
So weird, man. That's so weird to me.
And that's because at the end of the year, there's so many teams. There are going to be some teams that are 1-loss teams or undefeated teams. Most of the time, the big time undefeated teams are going to go to the BCS because they're going to stand out. Your Oklahomas, your Ohio States, your even a team like Michigan, who historically hasn't done good. If they went undefeated, they're in a power conference that's really good. That Power 5, which is, what is the Power 5? It's the Pac-12, the SEC, the Big 10, the Big 12, and the ACC. Anybody goes undefeated in those, and you are likely going to get in. But even then, it's not guaranteed.
It's just so complicated. It's so complicated.
Yeah.
Well, it's all voted.
So
There's
weird.
no rule.
And that's part of what makes like the college football transparency kind of cryptic, like in terms of so it's this committee that's behind the scenes. We never see this committee. It's they close the doors and they talk about which teams they feel deserves in. Now, a lot of the time you can make Jesse's argument and say like, well, we've got an Oklahoma who's got 1 loss and we've got a Akron who's got 1 loss here.
Right.
We're going to look at
My thing is like, what's your goal to be successful when some committee is just going to vote whether or not you make it in?
This is my point though. So like they'll look at both those teams, but another consideration is also, well, you know, you've got Michigan over here who's got 2 losses, but man, they attract so many viewers because they've got such a great fan base too.
Which is bullshit, and I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah, but that's what's the dark, and that's the side I don't like about college football.
And that's the same thing. When you look at teams that have been kept out of the BCS for a while, like Baylor, they were undefeated, I believe.
Yeah, the 1 year.
In. Kansas State, was that it? It was a purple team. It was either Kansas
it was
State
the year we went when we faced Alabama and we got crushed.
And a lot of people said Kansas State deserves to be in there. You know, they should be dominating, blah, 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 blah. They're destroying. They didn't get in. Baylor was undefeated. Everybody was saying Baylor deserves to be in there. They didn't get in because Baylor's not going to pull what an Ohio State will pull. Ohio State will always get that nod. Now, also, Ohio State has a better record and a better strength of schedule than Baylor does. But you have to look at the thing is
if you're Ohio State and you go 6-6, can you still get in?
No,
you can get into a bowl, but you won't get into the national championship.
Yeah,
I mean, could you get into the playoffs to make it to the national?
No, I don't think so.
Not with 6. Okay. If you lose 2 games, you're probably not getting into the championship, into the BCS. We lost 1 game the year after we won the championship. We lost to Purdue, I believe, and that kept us out. And that was a better team than the team that won the championship because we had all of our pieces returning plus more young talent. But that loss looked worse. See, this is the thing.
So complicated.
They care more. They care more about who you beat than who you lose to. And they're supposed to take it all into consideration. But if you lose to Akron, it doesn't matter if you beat Alabama, Auburn, Notre Dame, and Michigan all in 1 year. You're not getting in because you lost to Akron. Whereas Alabama, they would have 1 loss to Auburn, but then they only beat Akron, Kent, and all these shitty teams. But they take more value on those losses than they do those wins.
Because they have to look out for their own interests. So like when you have a national title game, if you had like Kent State versus Alabama and it's like 65-0 by the end of that game, like that is a shitty national title. And it looks bad on the NCAA that they even considered Kent State to even be in that national title game.
Yeah, that's wild.
So do you guys think that either of these teams can compete in the SEC? And what do you think that it will look like going forward? Specifically you, Chris, since Ryan doesn't really watch.
We talking immediately?
Let's say immediately and then going forward.
Okay, immediately Oklahoma can compete. I feel like they can be a top 3 team in the SEC. The SEC to me, like if we were talking 10 years ago, probably not. The SEC was so dominant at that point, and like they were definitely, whether we want to admit it or not, they were the best conference for a good 5 years there. Now there's a lot of contention with the Big Ten in terms of Big Ten might be the best division in college football.
Goddamn right, listeners. You guys hear that?
No,
Straight from the film freak's mouth.
It's true. And I hate most of the teams, but like now, yes, I think Oklahoma, because they have the contention, they have the coaching to contend now too. What's his name? My boy who almost went to the
Lincoln
Cowboys.
Riley.
Yeah. God, I wish we would have gotten him.
Yeah, he's a stud.
Um,
He's produced 2 number 1 overall draft picks.
yeah. So yeah, I feel like Oklahoma can contend because Bama's the best. Who else is in there right now?
Auburn is solid, but they're up and down.
They're wishy-washy.
LSU, Florida's trying to make a comeback.
Yeah.
I
think Oklahoma's better than everybody but Bama on that spectrum.
I'm trying to think. I don't think they're better. I don't know if they're better than LSU. And Auburn's so hit or miss. Auburn could come out and destroy them. They're better than South Carolina. They're better than Florida. They're better than Kentucky. Kentucky's terrible. Yeah, they're probably top 3 for
Mississippi
sure.
State, all that bullshit.
Yeah, they're probably top 3 for sure.
Yeah. So, okay, we can agree they're top 3. So I think that's contention. If you're a top 3 in the SEC, you're considered probably in the top 10 of the national rankings.
Yeah.
It is how it is. So, yeah, and that's why I think it's the ultimate blow for the Big 12, because now you've lost your big dog in Oklahoma. You've lost Texas, which is a powerhouse team, powerhouse fan base.
And that's a powerhouse rivalry right there.
Yes.
That nobody's going to get to see now. Now it's an SEC rivalry. That makes me sick.
Now who cares about the Big 12? Who really gives a shit?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that Texas is going to compete. I think they're still a few years away, and they've definitely set themselves back now.
Mhm.
Maybe you get some better recruiting because you're Texas and SEC now. But I mean, goddamn, they're going to get routed those first couple of years.
The one thing I'll say to be a losing team like Texas right now in that conference is like, if you lose 3 games in the SEC versus losing 3 games in the Big 12, you're still more considerable. Like,
And that's what I think is fucking bullshit. Because
Right.
they'll come in ranked. Texas might have been unranked this year. They're going to come in ranked 25, 22, something like that, because that is always what happens with SEC teams. Mississippi State is always freaking ranked something. Mizzou is always ranked something
until they lose. Yeah.
And then they end up losing 6 games throughout the year, and people go, well, it's just because they're in the SEC. Maybe it's because they fucking suck.
You're not wrong.
And they shouldn't get that SEC bias every single year.
I agree.
I mean, good Lord.
These teams won't travel north, and you wonder why they don't lose a fucking game.
They're fucking terrible. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think Oklahoma can compete. I think that they've taken themselves out of the chances of going to the college football playoffs, though, because of this move. I think that you're still going to be looking at Ohio State or the team that comes out of the Big Ten that can take over Ohio State. You're going to be looking at Bama. You're going to be looking at Clemson, and that 4th spot will be up for grabs like it always is. And Oklahoma's going to have to work 10 times harder to get there.
Wasn't Oklahoma the team that was screwed out by us last year? Like, they were the ones that were 5th, and like we were Notre Dame was 4th, and they gave it to Notre Dame because we had that win over Clemson, which Trevor Lawrence wasn't in the game,
Right.
But like they gave it to us because of that, because of our fan base, our national exposure, all that. Do you think this move was motivated by stuff like that? Because this isn't the first time Oklahoma's been screwed on the national title scene. Like, there's been a lot of situations where you could make the case Oklahoma deserved over whoever got in on that.
I mean, maybe, but like Oklahoma doesn't have as big of a pull as some other schools. Like, Oklahoma has a great fan base.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't even put Oklahoma over Texas.
But we're not even talking, like, that's the thing. We're comparing our fan bases. We're not talking football. We're not talking anything that happens on the field.
Right.
That's what we're talking. Like, it's such bullshit. Like, and I'm a Notre Dame fan, and I felt Oklahoma deserved to be in.
I think that it's just now they have the pull of that entire southern region, no matter who comes out of the SEC for that playoffs, honestly. And you'll be able to get some other team in that we can get from somewhere else, like well, not Baylor, because Baylor would have been Texas also, but like Kansas or an Oregon or whatever, like another region will be able to come in, a USC or whoever comes and establishes themselves. Because Ohio State, they're going to pull everybody from the Midwest whenever those games come. Alabama, everybody from the South.
Yeah.
You know, Texas, everybody from that southern western area and all that other stuff. So I don't know why they made this deal. I don't know who controls whether or not this stuff happens. I don't know the inner workings of college football as well as I do like the NFL and stuff.
Just looks shady.
It's always been shady. And it's just, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if they said, hey, we're going to be able to make money off of our players and stuff this year. That percentage of what we get to keep off of what they make, let's go to the SEC. I mean, they could easily have done that.
The cookie jar.
Imagine the money that Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray would have pulled for Oklahoma if they were making jersey sales and stuff. Even if you get 30% of what they make off of their own sales, you're killing it, dude.
Gave up a lot of superstars.
Now you're giving out, but now you got personalized jerseys. It's not that generic one number every single year.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to make a killing. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
4 divisions now in college football. That's my opinion.
I agree. Baylor's coming out Big 12 champ. That's all I got for sports.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, let's get social.
It is July 20th, 1969.
16.
Man is about to land on the moon.
Freedom itself was attacked this morning by
And
a
titties will
faceless
be
coward,
defended.
and freedom will be defended.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
That's the way the news goes.
Do you need a gardener bender, Chris?
No.
Want me to share the ad with you?
What the hell is that?
I have no idea. Let's get social. Well, we'll tie this into let's get social and transitioning for sports. And Jesse left it off fucking sports for some reason. The Cleveland Guardians.
Oh, yeah, my
Yeah.
bad.
So I don't really care about that. I do and I don't. What I want to talk about is the Portage County Sheriff Department. Here's my thing. We talk about on here all the time using your platform to speak out against the things that you think are important to you and that you believe in. So do we think that this person is in the wrong because maybe you do or don't agree with them? I don't. Do we think that because his views are so much to the minority that it's wrong for him to use this platform to speak out against what he feels like? Or do you think that he still has the right to share in what he thinks, just like it would be if he was made a post about standing up for Black Lives Matter or something?
I think if you're a government employee, then you don't get to have a say in any of that type of stuff.
So you think that no one in that
With that platform.
no one in that capacity, you should use that platform for anything, even if it was for something that you believed in. They
If
were
he
standing
wanted
up
to go on his
for
personal
George Floyd or
stuff
something.
and do that, then
Of
that's
course.
fine. But he did it on a sheriff's letterhead
Yeah.
and put that out specifically from their website. You're a government employee. You don't get to have those opinions. I don't get to go in as a teacher and preach to my students my Christian beliefs and tell them that they're wrong and that they're going to go to hell or that they need to go to church. I don't get to go in there and tell them any conservative or liberal views that I have are necessarily right or that I'm disappointed. If they changed the laws tomorrow and said that guns were outlawed, I don't get to go in there and tell them as a gun owner, I think that this is wrong because I'm a government employee.
Good point.
Do you still
don't get
do
to
the
say
Pledge
that.
of Allegiance to the flag?
No.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
'Cause I was going to shit all over
that is
your-
strange.
I don't think
point
that that's
there
a,
because
well, I mean,
that's a
that wouldn't be
religious-
my choice anyways, but I don't think that any schools do that
But you
anymore.
you're bringing in religion into that at that point, which again,
But
you're
that's-
using your platform.
That's a
to-
government thing. That wouldn't be my decision. That's a district decision that
I
would be
was-
above me.
yeah.
I always thought that was strange. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Chris?
I mean, he echoed a lot of what I was going to say anyway.
Yeah.
To me, like my personal, and I can only speak personally, I can't speak for everybody else. My thing is, if you disagree with the name change, cool. It is what it is. Whatever reason that is, whether you're racist or you just like the name the Indians, doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
That's fine. You have your reasons. I don't care about them. Go. That's cool. My problem is what Jesse said. It's that this guy used his government approved, Facebook page to send out a message. And what that does is not only does it make him look bad, it makes his whole department look bad because it makes it look like everybody on that force is in unison in believing with that.
Question.
Okay.
Do you guys agree with athletes wearing jerseys that say Black Lives Matter or support of a cause of their own when they've been allowed to do that?
Yes.
I have no
They're using
problem.
their platform at that point to do it, though. They're posting it on the NBA during
They're
the
not a
game.
government
Okay.
ordained.
They've also
thing.
been
So
approved.
it's only government officials that you're saying. If you're not government official, it doesn't matter.
I think that if you are part of an overarching belief system, so a government, a church, anything like that, I don't think that you should have any say in these types of matters.
What if it was one of his deputies and it wasn't the head of the department? What if it was just a police officer?
On
The
his
Just
same
posted
thing?
it on his own thing?
No, posted it on their page, but it wasn't on like official
I would
letterhead.
think that he should be reprimanded in some form or fashion.
So just a government official.
I don't think he should be fired.
No.
But I think that
the
he should
issue
be.
is you're saying because it's a government.
You're a government
entity.
You've been elected to this. You've been given this job from this position that is given by tax dollars of American citizens. You are supposed to be bipartisan.
Yeah.
You can't go in there with your own beliefs. You can't go in there spewing your own rhetoric and what all that other stuff.
That's
just
fair.
because you're in a position of power doesn't mean anything. I can influence hundreds of kids' minds with whatever I want to, but because I am a teacher, I am publicly hired by people of the state, and they are trusting me that I will give bipartisan information that is factual. This dude's going out here. He didn't even, he just put out like opinion. I'm so upset about this and that. Nobody gives a shit.
Right.
You're a fucking cop.
Right.
And the thing is, so with your jersey analogy, the thing is, while that jersey is ultimately owned by the team, it's ultimately worn by the player. So those are the views of one player and only one player. So it's not that we'll say Deshaun Watson. It's not that the Houston Texans are coming out and saying Black Lives Matter and all that. It's that Deshaun Watson's coming out and saying Black Lives Matter. So that's kind of the difference here.
If it was the coach of the Lakers or the head of the Lakers and he put on official Laker letterhead, this is bullshit.
I don't agree with that.
Would you care?
Yes, I don't agree with that because to me, I feel like a personal page is reflective of every single person, and you have not discussed with every single person on there.
Yeah.
So that I have a problem with. Yes.
I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Because I still think that it's privately owned at that point, and then even so, even though it does speak for the rest of the players and everything else, when it's on that letterhead, you can still make the argument that it's just that coach or somebody specifically saying that. If a guy wants to come out and say, if the owner of the Lakers comes out and goes, we as the Lakers believe that we're going to support the change of the Indians' name, maybe then, because then a player might be put in a position where it now resembles what they believe, but that player is also going to be able to come out and say what they want in the league, and whether they face fine or not, it's not something that's supposed to be neutral ground.
Mm-hmm.
They still are allowed to have that opinion in my viewpoint.
Yeah. No, I agree with both of you. I think that he was in the wrong. If it was his personal page, by all means.
I don't have a problem with personal
but
page.
I think utilizing that on an official, because here's my thing. Did he get approval from anybody?
Mm-hmm.
Was discussed?
Right.
Did he think that was okay? You just put a statement out that now, like with anything else, but you got a lot of people that are like, well, fuck this.
All this heat that's coming at us
you're
now.
supposed to look at, to Jesse's point with like, you hold a power. This community is supposed to look to you for support and safety and everything. And now you're kind of like, well, this guy's a fucking douche. I don't want him coming to help my family or something. You might not feel that you feel safe or something. That I think he was in the wrong, regardless if he agreed or not. I just think it was done in the wrong way.
His words were so douchey too. My wife, who's 132nd, Indian Cherokee.
Did he say that?
Yeah, it's such bullshit. Like the way you said it.
He boycotted sports 3 years ago. Well, then it shouldn't matter to you then.
Right.
It's completely relevant. He just came on to be a fucking douche.
I'm 1% Indian. I did a fucking DNA test, so I get to say whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, I hate that crowd. If you just said I like the Indians name better, you'd have had a better argument than what you said.
Do you think anything happens to him?
A lot of people are calling for him to resign, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he will. He didn't do anything illegal. I don't think that anything will happen to him. Maybe he'll go to like some type of he'll go to a training, but he don't actually go. No, I don't think anything happens to him.
And I don't think, here's the thing.
I don't think it's egregious what he did.
I don't think he said anything wrong. He just disagreed with it. He didn't bash anybody.
He just used the wrong platform he shouldn't have used.
Exactly. He had no business putting that on official letterhead for a county sheriff's department. Right. That was just stupid.
He's a sheriff, right?
I believe so.
I think he was like the head of the department.
Yeah,
he's
the head of the department.
Like the head of the sheriff.
He's the head sheriff.
Yeah.
That's sketchy to me because I was going to say, if he's just a basic sheriff, here's the thing. The department doesn't matter. The people can vote him out.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Is like they can take him out of that.
I'm sure they could. He's the I don't know how that works. It's the Portage County Sheriff. So I don't know how how you're appointed, but I'm sure he's like, I think he's the top dog. Like he's the head of the Portage County Sheriff's Department.
Yeah. I don't know.
So anyways, we didn't talk about it. What are your guys' thoughts on the name change? Care, don't care, upset?
I couldn't care less, to be honest. Like that's the thing. And I always try to put it under my own terms. So like the Seattle Mariners are my baseball team. If the Mariners change their name tomorrow, because we'll say for whatever reason it's racist or it's, you know, it leads to something bad, I couldn't care less. I don't love the Mariner name. I love the Seattle Mariners. I love the team. I love those guys, those 9 guys playing on the field. That's who I love. If those 9 guys are still going to play on the field tomorrow when they become the Trooper Cabras or whatever the hell they're going to become,
that'd be dope.
If those 9 guys are still playing on the field, I'm a Trooper Cabra fan tomorrow. It does not matter to me.
Jesse, are you a Chupacabra fan?
I like the Chupacabras. Yeah, I mean, I think it's different for me because I'm not a huge baseball fan, so it's very easy for me to be
Browns change their name.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I'd be pissed. I'd be so mad. If the
Do you
Browns,
think it erases the history of the Browns by changing their name? Because that's a big argument I keep seeing.
I think it depends. I mean,
Careful here.
it entirely depends because on one hand, they erased a lot of the history when they moved them to Baltimore. We still hold a lot of what we have, but that change caused a lot of stuff to change for us and led to what we had to deal with for the last 20 years. I don't think a name change necessarily would do that to us, but
I agree.
I mean,
Like, here's my thing. People are saying
if you're not moving the team, I guess it wouldn't erase anything.
Yeah.
No. But
same,
there's a lot of
same players, same
significance.
coach, same ownership, same stadium,
Yeah.
different name. And even then, none of the, you're not, history is history.
I'm
In the past, you're not erasing anything that happened with them. You're not taking away any Browns wins.
I'm a very
You're
big.
associated differently going forward.
I am a very big supporter of keeping teams where they are and how they are. I don't agree that Oakland has been moved around forever and the Raiders are now in Vegas.
Because Al Davis is an
I
idiot.
don't like that the Rams were moved to St. Louis and then back to LA and doing all this other stuff. I don't like that the Oilers are now the Titans. I just don't like that shit.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
like
the
that the
Oilers.
Colts are in Indianapolis. I don't like that the Baltimore Ravens exist.
Yeah.
I just don't like that shit.
Mhm.
Change eventually happens. I wasn't super offended by the name Indians. I get why they're doing it. I'm not mad that they did it. I like the name Guardians. It was my choice of all of the name changes. If they had kept it Indians, I'd have been totally fine with that.
Mhm.
Redskins, I had a problem with because that's actually a slur. Indians isn't a slur. I get why some people would be offended by it. It's kind of a non-issue for me.
My thing is from a personal stance to me, if it offends somebody, then by all means, like, get rid of it. For me personally, I could see Chief Wahoo as being like very insensitive, just the caricature of it or whatever the hell you want to call it.
Redskin, big nose, super stereotypical.
So to me, I was fully on board when they got rid of Chief Wahoo because it's a very outdated, nasty, symbol for a team, and it's totally unnecessary. Indians, yeah, I'm kind of with Jesse on this. It's like, to me, and I'm cool if it offends somebody else, get rid of it by all means. Doesn't offend me, but yeah, the name, to me, it's not racist.
Here's my
like
thing.
Same with the Braves. I don't have a problem with that.
And that's the thing I was going to say.
It's not a slang or a slur, but would you associate it to blacks instead of African American, Indians instead of Native American? It's not a slur. Like,
I don't think
we don't call it. When we refer to black people, we don't say African Americans. We now have associated with.
You
We
say
just
that they're black.
people.
Mm.
So like, is saying Indians kind of on the same level? It's not slang.
It's just not
like,
something that you typically think of anymore. And this is, and I'm not saying that this is right or wrong,
No,
but
I'm just trying to think of how you associate.
you don't
the
see
name.
any Native American people anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, they make up, think about how many black people you see every single day, and they make up, it's either 13 or 18% of
Very
the
small
population.
percent,
Not even if 1 in 5 people are black in America. Indians are way less than that. I mean, I've probably seen 50 Native American people in my life in person. Now, that's not saying that that's not right. It's not saying that it shouldn't be the same as if they were the Cleveland Blacks, which would be seen as highly offensive. But
to that point, I also look at it much of like the Amish.
Well, we've got
they
so
live
many,
a different lifestyle. You don't interact with them because they keep to themselves. They live in their own areas. They live on their
own circles.
Whatever. I can't remember what they call their land. Not plantations, but Native American, whatever. But they
I know what
they
he's saying.
stick to themselves though. So that's why you don't really you don't see Amish laws.
But but that's what I'm saying though, is you have so much. This is why I didn't have a problem with Indians, is it's not a slur, and you have so many other things that are named after Native American lore or names or tribes in everything in this nation. It's what it's built on. We have Apache helicopters. We have the Illini, the Blackhawks, the Braves, and not even just Indian. We have the Rainbow Warriors. We have the Irish. We have the Knicks. We have the Celtics. We have all of these different things that aren't slurs, that are named after other things that I just don't.
Do you think that those things come into play next, though? You think that's the line that you think the
I think eventually you'll see things with the Braves.
No more fighting Irish, no more little leprechaun and stuff like that.
I don't think the Irish will ever get to that. No. I'd be very hard to see that happening.
But you could make you could make an argument. I agree. I don't think anything will ever happen with the Celtics or the Irish.
Because Irish people aren't complaining about it.
But Irish people were treated like shit when they came to this country also. And a lot of people don't know. I mean, Irish people were put into indentured servitude.
First slaves.
And people forget about that because they've rebounded. And now you don't really, I mean, I couldn't look at Chris and be like, oh yeah, he's Irish. And then go around. I mean, there's not a lot of that like white on white racism anymore. It's just,
is it a dig?
We're all white.
I think it's a Native American. We're going to get back at you for what you did to us. So we're going to complain and fucking force you guys to change your teams and stuff.
I don't think it's the Native Americans that made this happen.
No,
they've been protesting this shit for fucking 50 years.
I agree. A lot of them have said due to everything that happened over the course of the last year and how we've become more woke to insensitivities that they finally made the decision
I think that
to change
white people got woke and white people got this changed.
Yeah.
I don't think that any Indian opinion made any difference.
Because he's right. It has. It's happened for decades.
Indians are bullshitting about the fact that they like met with all these tribes and took into
account.
No,
I think that they did that, but I think that they went, well, the public's really upset about this. They didn't say the Indians are really upset about this. They said the public, which is mostly white people, they're really pissed ever since all this George Floyd stuff. So let's get out ahead of this. Find me some Indian people. We're going to meet with them and we'll ask them what they think. And then, I mean, what Native American tribe had any say in Guardians? Like who did they go to? And they were like, oh yeah, we think the Guardians would be a great replacement. And they said, hell yeah, we're glad for your input. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think that they asked what they gave a shit about what we changed the name to, but just the fact that we changed it from the Indians.
No, they've talked to them in the past and they've made up excuses and said, well, we've got this tribe here that says that they feel honored by it. Yeah. And they ignored the part that said, well, we think it's racist. And they were the ones that were on their doorstep at opening day every day for 50 years.
And I wanted to prove a point because I've explained this to probably 100 people at this point who said they like the Spiders, they like the Rockers. I'm going to explain this right now. So like the Spiders were considered the worst baseball team in the history of the Major League Baseball. I can understand no team wants to associate themselves with that name personally. Yep. As for the Rockers, they're not only owned by the WNBA, so which means they would have to pay them for the use of that name. They would also be considered another defunct, horrible WNBA underwhelming team.
Yeah.
So
the name change is irrelevant.
Yeah.
I mean, who cares? The name was going to change regardless. It doesn't really matter. People would have been mad if you named them the Spiders. People still would have been in an uproar. But the people that are mad about changing the Indian name, they would. It doesn't matter what you call them. They would have been pissed and they would have had something to argue about.
I'm just
because
saying.
we're erasing our history when you're not erasing any history. Yeah.
Did you guys see the story that came out though when the name changed about how they got to that point and the steps that they walked?
The article you posted, I read that.
It ultimately was because the Dolans were fucking cheap.
Here's the deal, though.
Sounds like it.
I don't disagree with that, though. I don't think that they made the wrong choice in doing it. You have to think, to Chris's point, if they would have went with the Rockers, the amount of things that it is extremely expensive. It is a very big process. They wanted to change the name. They knew they had to do it. What's going to be the easiest route to get us there without having to go through so many hoops?
We'll only have to change 4 letters.
Yeah, but I do see their point, though. Money or not, it's extremely expensive. And they didn't want to put themselves in a position that 5 years from now, the Rockers change their mind or something or come back and say, you know what? No, you got to change your name again.
The Dolans are worth $4 billion.
I get it.
Those fuckers can afford to change the signage inside of that stadium.
Yeah.
And then you could even have Indians gear sell for the next 2 years as we phase in the new stuff and get rid of the old stuff. And then you can work your way in just like they've been doing. We've been phasing out the Indians for fucking, it feels like 10 years now.
Yeah.
I think that I like Guardians. I really do.
Dope.
But they fucked up on the logo and the script.
Oh, I agree. I think the branding's awful.
That shit looks
Yeah,
awful.
the branding's bad.
It looks like fucking Flappy Bird.
I think that they rush just to get something out, but hopefully they continue to rebrand it and come up with something, because it's bad. I don't like that you changed the name of a team and kept the same font and script. It looks stupid.
Those Guardian statues are fucking
dope.
sweet.
They could have done something dope.
You could really make a big change in the stadium in terms of how everything looks and make things really, really nice.
I don't mind the G with the wings. I think having it on the baseball just makes it seem corny, like clip art. But I think they could have elaborated on that with like a Guardian head or something and made it way cooler. I think just throwing the baseball on there just looks like
well, their explanation for it was bullshit.
It's like us guarding the baseball. It's corny.
And let's not pretend like these fans gave a shit about this team to begin with anyway. Okay. I mean, after all, this is the same team that was ranked 26th out of 30 since 2010 in attendance.
Yep.
They're ranked 28th in the league during the 2016 season, where they went to the World Series against the Cubs and were outnumbered with Cubs fans in their own freaking stadium.
My history,
So
Chris.
don't even tell me
Hold
I
on.
care even for a second about this
My
shit.
history.
We were selling them tickets for $30,000, man. I tried to buy 4 of them. They were sold out so quick. I was gonna flip them and become rich.
But you're not an Indian. Like,
That's
you are
true.
a Brown. Like that is exactly how you are. So like,
but so is Cleveland.
huh?
So is Cleveland.
Oh, they're Brownstown.
Cleveland as a whole. I've
told you that.
It's a fake outrage.
But Indians fans aren't the same thing as Browns fans. They're not even close.
People say that the Indians are second in Cleveland, but it is only because the Cavs suck.
Yeah.
When LeBron was here, Indians were dead last, even when they were good, because even when they went to the World Series, you're fucking third, because we just won a championship, and it doesn't matter how bad the Browns are. They're 0-16 at one point, won 1 game in 2 years, and they're still number 1. We are a football city.
You made Chris's point.
My point, yeah. Well,
you made Chris's point.
Long story short, my point is just that if you gave a shit about any of this at all, you would have been filling those seats every single night. And Cleveland has the city support to do that kind of thing. As you said, the Browns always tops in attendance, but like, you guys didn't do it.
Yep.
So what are you bitching about now that it's gone?
Yep. And when that lease is up in, I think, a year or 2, I think it's 2 years, Indians ain't gonna be in Cleveland anymore. I think that they're gone. I think the Indians are leaving Cleveland when the lease for the stadium is up. I believe it's in 2 or 3 years.
You think they're moving?
I think they're gone.
The Guardians?
The Guardians. They're not going to be here. They're going to be guarding. They're going to be guarding Gatlinburg or some shit, because they ain't going to be here.
Because of that attendance?
Because we don't make any fucking money.
You think we get a new team?
No.
No more baseball?
And it sucks, because Cleveland is a great sports city, but
if you think the hatred
nobody
is big
watches
now,
baseball.
Man. Oh my God. They're going to burn that fucking.
And Dan Gilbert, he would move the Cavs in a heartbeat. I think that that's a team that they'll try to get back, especially with this top pick. If you can come back and contend, people will fill those seats. But ultimately, the only team that's safe in Cleveland is Browns.
They have any obligation?
Ironic enough.
Do they have any obligation to stay? Like, does Gilbert have an obligation to keep the Cavs here if he wanted to say?
You have to get a vote by the league in order to move, but nobody will vote against it, because it makes more money, and the league owners are the ones that care. It's just like, there was no reason to move the Browns. The Browns were a godfather team.
Yeah.
When you think of the NFL, you think Cowboys, Bears, Packers, Browns, Steelers.
That's good.
Why
Lions.
did they leave? People went to the games.
They left because Art Modell got himself into financial trouble because he didn't want to share profits with the new Indian stadium.
That's why I say the Browns and Indians were clashing.
The Indians and the Browns were sharing a stadium for years.
Yeah.
And Art Modell was getting money from the Indians games because he technically owned the stadium.
Right.
They built them a new stadium when he wanted a new stadium, and then he lost that revenue. He didn't want to go in on a deal with them because he thought that they would be okay. They weren't okay. He went bankrupt. And then they came out and they said, look, we're going to make you a deal. We're going to get you a new stadium. But at that point, he had already decided in his mind that he was going to leave. He moved the team. The NFL voted on it. Only 2 teams did not. The Raiders abstained from voting.
And the Steelers.
Steelers voted to keep us.
You're welcome.
It's the one thing that I respect you guys for. And then they move.
And here's the one thing, and you're probably going to throw a bottle at me. Here's the one time I will stick up for Art Modell when it comes to this. He was basically held over a barrel when it came to this whole deal. So basically the city told them, we're going to fund the Cleveland Indians new stadium. We're not going to fund yours, despite the fact that the Browns were selling out that stadium, despite the fact that the Indians were drawing dick at that point. They were a horrible fucking team, and we're going to fund this team and not yours. I mean, what do you want?
That's all fine and good, but you've been there for 30 years, and then they came back beforehand when they found out you were thinking about moving, and they said, look, we're going to pay for your entire stadium. Don't worry about it. And he still said, fuck you.
But
I'm
at that
leaving.
point, like you said, wasn't it too late? Like, hadn't he already made a deal?
Nothing was done at that point. He just decided to do that anyway.
I'm not justifying his move as a whole, but I'm saying when the city, like when Michael White, the mayor, is literally telling you no every single turn, and we're the one that's selling out and providing the biggest revenue source for the city, what the fuck are you going to do? I mean, do you go to the fans and say, we need your money? I mean, we need you guys to fund us so we can buy a new stadium.
That's what they did anyways.
What was going to happen?
Stadium in Cleveland.
The Indians were going to get their own stadium, and then the Browns were going to continue to play in whatever
Cleveland shitty stadium, which was falling apart,
which was not a good place. That is true. That part is true.
I mean, dude, you go in the bathroom and you can see leaking from the ceiling, and like, dude, this shit's going to fall apart.
Yeah, it was a very ragged stadium. And then we got fucked because we rushed to build the one that we have now, and the Browns stadium, it's not special at all. There's nothing special.
No dome. You could host WrestleMania's Final Fours. You could do all this shit.
Yeah, they fucked up.
I don't want a dome.
That is crazy.
I get that you could do more venues and stuff.
Retractable,
but you've got the gun. You've got the gun.
Retractable.
I mean,
you could host so much shit, man.
I don't disagree. A retractable would be cool. Retractable didn't exist at that point, though. I don't think there was.
Yeah, because 2001, the Diamondbacks did it in 1995.
Well, we came back in 99.
1995, the Diamondbacks was first.
Yeah, but in the NFL, there wasn't anything like that. I think the first.
God, read the blueprint.
Mean, I'm just saying, though. I mean, it's just not something you would have thought of, especially in a cold weather town. That's your advantage in the playoffs. Retractable, I don't even know if that was like a thing. Nobody was thinking about that. The Diamondbacks had a retractable in 95 or just a dome?
Bank One Ballpark.
They're ahead of the game then.
Dude, that's the best baseball park I've ever been to.
I really want to go down to Atlanta. That one that just fucking it looks like a rose almost. I think it takes like an hour to open and close though. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's fucking
fuck Art Modell.
Makes me sad. I could go to WrestleMania like right here.
They don't have it in the gun?
No. You're talking at least 70,000 strong.
Yeah. So, anyways, Jesse dropped the ball on that being in sports. So I wanted to pull it up into
what a hack.
It's baseball. Is baseball really sports anymore? Does anybody give a fuck?
Apparently, a lot of people give a fuck.
Nobody gives a shit about
changing their name.
Nobody cares about baseball. It's got the worst ratings in the freaking history of all sporting events. They do worse than the NBA Finals.
Mariners 54-46.
One more thing I got for Let's Get Social. It's a light one this week. So our girl Britney Spears, she's kind of cutting loose.
I'll say
she's been off the reservation a little bit, so she gets.
That's what it was. That's the word, reservation. Yeah,
she gets a little freedom here with her new attorney, and she's gonna no longer have her dad be a part of her conservatorship and everything. What's the first thing she does? Post her boobies on the social media.
She didn't show any nipples.
I mean, it was close.
She wanted free.
She set herself free. So, do you guys think these are some of the reasons why they were holding her back?
I mean,
are you glad that she's getting free?
My argument on this whole thing has always been, look, anybody should be in charge of their own estate as it is.
What about their own boobies?
But her boobies have been out in the past.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not
looking
breaking
at them right now.
I'm not breaking any news story though when I say Britney Spears is not the sanest person in the world, and I'm sorry if any woman thinks so. You're wrong.
Yeah, I agree.
Her actions, from stabbing a car with a fucking
umbrella
to lashing out the way they did, and I know the justification is, well, the paparazzi, this and that. That's your job. You're a pop star. They are going to follow you for the rest of your life. It sucks.
You're a paparazzi star.
But yeah,
she did come out and say she's no longer going to perform.
Oh, really?
Do you think that she can survive off of the revenue that she currently has for the rest of her life?
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah, she came out and said that she is once set free from this whatever she's in, that she intends to no longer.
She's worth $60 million. She'll be fine.
That tells me that Las Vegas residency that she did 5 years ago, she didn't want to do that.
No, I think she came out at the time and said she didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
And that's when she had her mental breakdown. And that's when everything fell apart, was during that residency. It's every night, every day.
Yeah.
You do that show for, I think, over a year.
Yeah.
Non-stop.
And it sells out every time too. That's weird to me because Vegas is not a big town. Like, I know it's got tourists,
that kind of stuff, man. There's huge residencies there.
Mm-hmm.
Huge residencies there. It's wild. Yeah, I just thought that was interesting. I'm joking. Like, she just posted like a sexual picture online, but I'm like, she doesn't post anything. And literally, like, she must have gotten control of her social media finally. And the first thing she posts is her like topless, like bending over. I'm like,
What do you
here we
think?
go. Here's gonna come all the fucking naysayers. Like, she should be locked up, or maybe her dad should be watching over her. This is why, you know.
No, she should be in control.
No,
of
I
it.
don't care.
Nobody
I think
gives a
she's
shit.
I think
I
she's
mean,
ready. I think it's time.
She's a big girl.
Yeah, I think it's good that things seem to be going in her favor as far as finally getting out and having someone else to take over or control, or maybe I don't know. I don't know if she'll have somebody new in place, or if she's going to be fully just free to do whatever and not need. I don't know how that
think
works.
so. I mean, it's just, you know, if not, you're just still locked up or whatever the term is.
Yeah, I just think. I mean, ultimately, even if she needed it, technically, I think it's just the wrong person at the end of the day. So
my thing is she's the one responsible who made her money in the first place. That 60 million you said.
60 million is the total net worth.
It wasn't Jamie Spears who made a cent of
net
that.
worth does not mean money in the bank, though. By the way,
No, and
your
that's
estate and your housing and your.
We'll say she has $40 million, whatever. But like, to me, it's her money. If she pisses it away, if she fucking spends it all tomorrow, that's on you.
Here's and to that point though, because you're saying net, a lot of that net worth is equated to sponsorships and things she has. And if she no longer has that image or continues to perform, I think that goes away.
Oh,
you could take that 60 million and it could be 5 million.
That topless
tomorrow.
photo might lose her a sponsorship for, I don't even know what the fuck sponsors her at this point, L'Oreal. And you can easily pick up a sponsorship somewhere else for it. I mean, she'll be a Barstool Sports sponsorship by the end of the night if she's not already.
With a new pizza texture. Ooh. Yeah, I don't really care either way. I just
She'd
saw
go
that
back
and
to
I was
Pepsi right now. I
think so?
guarantee it. And be a top star.
I think she's got some imagery branding to do, honestly. I think that
if she played her cards
guardianship or
right,
not, she's got some stuff that she needs to rectify and fix for her own image.
didn't Charlie Sheen
to
come out after when he did all this crazy shit
winning.
and get like a whole bunch of stuff because of that?
Hashtag winning.
Oh,
Remember?
She could easily do
Winner,
something
winner,
like that where
Sheen
she was
dinner.
getting super like
Yeah.
funny, make fun of yourself type of stuff. Like she could be a freaking spokesperson for Lady Jane's and have her hair cut off and be like, oops, I did it again, and make $5 million off of that endorsement right
Jesus.
there. Sign me. I'll get you some fucking
Jesse
ads.
just made you $10 million.
I'll get you ads right now.
This is the new manager of Britney Spears. Anyways, anything else? Anything exciting going on in the world that you guys have noticed or seen over the last week, news-wise, world events, anything like that? I don't really think so.
We got our tournament coming up starting on Friday.
And we got 14 spots to fill. So if you want in, send Chris a message.
That's right.
Catch you on the next one. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. That is Made to Motivate Podcast. Make sure you tune into the show every week. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell on YouTube so you know when the new videos launch. And check out our pages individually if you can. We appreciate the support. At Jesse Young SI on Twitter. Chris the Film Freak Kessinger. Check out the Film Freak review page on Facebook. And I am Ryan Weiss. You can check out rockeverywhereinc.etsy.com to follow my art and apparel page. We appreciate the support. And of course, at Made to Motivate Podcast on all social media sites. Thanks again, and we'll check you next week.